Flight 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, is this where Flight 74 comes in from the east about 12:01?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my girlfriend's on that plane. Vivian Bagley. I mean, her name used to be Vivian Bagley, but now it's Vivian Bunsen. She got married again.
Flight number 74 is now coming in for a landing.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, isn't this exciting? Oh, look, someone's hanging out of the plane. It looks like Viv.
Why, that's the landing gear.
Flight number 74 will be unloading at gate 7.
Oh, miss, where are you going?
Oh, I just wanted to be back there. I thought it would be very nice if I was right there at the bottom of the steps when Viv came out of the plane.
I'm sorry, miss, but you can't go out there.
Oh, well, I won't be in the way. There's plenty of room.
Well, it's not a question of room. We've never had anyone run over by a plane. We'd like to keep it that way.
Oh, well, those are the rules. But I just can't wait to see Viv. Oh, I've got so much to talk with her about. You know, we haven't seen each other for over a year. There's Viv. There's Viv. Viv! Viv! I wish I was flying in my... I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, and I'm so glad to see you. Oh, I don't know how I stayed away. I'm so
Have you had breakfast?
Oh, no. I just had lunch.
Oh, I forgot the difference in time.
Oh, I love it. Now that I'm in California, I'm 3 hours younger.
Oh, and you look it.
And you just look absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
And you're working for Mr. Mooney.
How about that?
How is he?
Same as ever.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. I thought California would agree with him.
Oh, I'm dying to hear about your husband.
Oh, and am I dying to tell you about him?
What does he look like?
Well, he's handsome.
Yeah.
He's tall, and he's got dark hair, and he has blue eyes.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
he's
that's
so strong, and he has lots of character. Just hates those marriages where the wife tries to run things, doesn't want the woman running things at all.
Oh, he's the boss, huh?
No, I am, but he hates it.
Same old Viv, that's what you are. Here, let me carry this for you. Gee, oh, boy, that's heavy. What do you got in here?
I bought you a present.
What?
A big bag of oranges.
Good morning, Mr. Mooney.
Good afternoon. I'm glad you finally got here.
Gee, have I got a big surprise for you?
Oh, please, no games. Not on the day
Now,
as
wait till
busy
you
as...
find out who came to see us.
But you...
Surprise!
Hello, Mr. Mooney.
Oh, my.
Mr. Mooney, I asked Viv to come here because I didn't want her sitting alone in my apartment all day waiting for me, so I didn't think you'd mind if she waited until I finished work.
Well, not at all. Now, of course, you must excuse us. We have a lot of important work today.
Oh, don't mind me. Just go right ahead.
You sit right over here, darling.
Okay.
And you put your bags right over here. Take off your coat. And here's
right.
a magazine that I just know you're going to love. There's some wild things in here.
Oh, righty.
Mrs. Carmichael,
Yes, sir.
Will you bring your ledger over here,
Yes,
please?
sir. Yes, sir. Have...
Now, will you refer to page 44?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, now, 44.
Oh, Lucy, look at this gown.
Look at that. That's the one, Viv. Is that too much? Oh, of course, you have to have the figure for it.
Oh, say, did you notice I've lost a lot of weight? I'm down to a size 12, and that's without my girdle.
Yeah, I sure did notice. I noticed that on the way home from the airport.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we never had that much room in the cab before.
Since I got married, I just stopped eating between meals.
You did?
Yep. I just eat my 6 meals a day now, and that's it.
6 meals?
Uh-huh. I have to keep up my strength. If I don't, it gets a week I can't eat. And if I can't eat, I don't have the energy for those singing lessons.
Oh, you're giving singing lessons?
Not giving, taking.
Oh, how wonderful. How you doing?
Oh, wait till you hear me.
Not here.
All right, Mr. Mooney. But I want you to hear me before I leave town.
Oh, I want to hear you, Viv. I want to.
My husband refers to me as his happy little canary.
Ah, that's cute.
Cute? 150-pound canary?
Oh, Viv, would you like a cup of coffee?
Oh, I'd love to have a cup of coffee.
You don't mind, do you, Mr. Mooney?
Oh, it'll be just like old times having a cup of coffee with you.
Oh, and I got so much to ask you.
Oh, and I've got so much to tell you.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. Before I left home, I went to the beauty parlor and I picked up all the local gossip.
Oh, wonderful.
Anybody wants me, I'll be out in my car.
Oh, Mr. Mooney, aren't you going to stay and have coffee with us?
You're right. He hasn't changed a bit.
He sure hasn't. And I'm so glad he's gone. Now we can gossip all we want to. Tell me about everybody.
Well, now let's see. When I was in a beauty parlor, I heard something about Helen and Joe Walton's son.
You mean little Herbie Walton?
Yeah, you remember him?
Certainly. I was at his high school graduation.
Well, he came out here to go to college.
Yeah.
And I heard...
Yeah, what? What did you hear?
I heard that all he does is hang around that Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
Well, they said he just got so he looks very unusual.
Like what?
Well, he's got hair down to his shoulders, and he's got a guitar hanging around his neck, and he wears a watch in his ear for an earring.
Well, never mind that. Tell me why he looks unusual.
I just told you. He's got hair down to here, and he wears a watch in his ear like an earring.
Well, on the Sunset Strip, everybody looks like that.
Well, maybe you folks out here in California are used to things like that, but oh boy, if his mother ever hears what happened to him.
Do you mean Helen doesn't know?
No, she doesn't go to my beauty parlor.
Well, maybe we better get up on that Sunset Strip and straighten out little Herbie before his folks hear about him.
Oh, now, Lucy, there's nothing we can do.
What do you mean there's nothing we can do? We can try to talk to him.
Oh, his generation lives in a kooky little world all their own. They don't want to talk to us.
Well, maybe he would talk to us if he sees us up there on the Sunset Strip and he thinks that we're his own kind.
Now, Lucy, we're outsiders. He wouldn't talk to us. Besides, I didn't come here to butt into anybody's business. I came here to see the sights.
Well, then you got nothing to worry about. You're going to see the Sunset Strip, and believe me, girl, that's a sight. They'd be this far out.
Oh, boy.
Did you see that cook with his beard in curlers?
Yeah. How about that character with the bare feet and the braided toes?
Gee, I think I look just as ridiculous. I don't see why I let you talk me into this.
Because we want to find Herbie Walton, don't we?
Well,
maybe one of those weirdos knows where we could find Herbie. But remember, they don't trust outsiders. Let's act like we're one of them. Come on, just pay no attention.
Hi.
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 What's your name?
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi.
Oh, hi, I'm Vi.
I'm Luce.
Lucy?
That's short for Lucy.
First time you two chicks making a scene?
Yeah.
You belong to some cycle outfit?
Yeah.
Which one, the Cobras or the Sharks?
The Bloomer Girls.
Bloomer Girls? I never heard of them.
It's an undercover outfit.
Well, what are you doing up here?
We're looking for a guy named Herbie Walton. Yeah.
Herbie Walton, huh? What's this cat look like?
Well, he's got long hair and a guitar, and he wears a watch in his ear like an earring.
Oh, yeah. You mean Itchy.
Itchy?
Yeah, Itchy usually makes a scene around this time. So stick around. Beautiful.
Thank you. He was talking to me.
Say, Harry,
Yeah.
take a look at those new rules and see if I'm allowed to tell her to get her foot off my motorcycle.
It says here it's okay if you take your hat off first.
Excuse me, miss. Would you please get your foot off my motorcycle?
Ah, cool it, Buzz. Cool it. Don't jabber it. Don't jabber it.
Don't jabber me. Don't jabber me.
Get your foot off my motorcycle.
Cool it, man. Cool it. All right. Cool it. I'll call the fuss.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll call the police.
Now, cool it.
Don't blow your stock, pussycat. Don't blow your stock.
Oh, Lucy, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to go home. No, wait a minute. We want to find Herbie Walton, don't we? Well, I don't know. Look. There's a lot of coops going into that club across the street. Let's start in there. In the Harry, eh? Yeah, that should be a good place to find a guy named Itchy. Oh, now, don't jabber me. Don't jabber. Don't blow your stack, pussycat.
Sit and watch. What are you, some kind of squares?
What do you mean, squares?
Nobody comes to the Hairy Ape to sit and watch. Either you swing with the in-group or you're out.
All right, man. Cool it. We swing pretty good. Cool it.
Yeah, don't blow your stack, pussycat.
Yeah.
Don't
So this is the in-group, huh?
If anybody back home saw me in this can of worms, they'd kick me out of the garden.
Just remember, we gotta act in or we'll be thrown out.
Will it be?
What do you have?
Can we have a menu?
We don't have menus. If you don't see it on the tablecloth, we ain't got it.
We'll just have some coffee.
Okay? 2 muddy splashes.
Tell us something.
chicks do the arrow?
The arrow?
Yeah.
No, we don't do the arrow.
How about the rooster?
The rooster? No, we just made this scene. We don't know any California dances.
What kind of dancing do you do?
Well, I can do the lighthouse.
The lighthouse?
Uh-huh.
Hey, that's good. What do you do?
I can do the chipmunk.
The chipmunk?
Yeah.
See, that was really cool.
Let's cut it.
Walk away.
All right. We got a little impromptu entertainment. Got a new cat that wants to try his wings here at the Harry 8. Itchy Walton. He'll accompany himself on his own gitbox.
Isn't that awful? Look at that hair.
And his father, a barber.
No wonder he's itchy.
I'm going to sing my own composition, Lament to a Small Town. I come from a small town with grassroots, blue serge suits, and turkey shoots. It's Squaresville, man, like new moon hay, or Groundhog's Day, or Friday night at the PTA. Yeah, the dialogue's dull as dull can be. They say things like, long time no see, or howdy, neighbor, golly gee. Yeah, or a village fool, when he blows his cool, will come on with a, by Jiminy. Well, I split these scenes before my teens. Had to take my leave on Christmas Eve because I sealed Santa up in the chimney. Yeah. I could hear him shout that he wanted out as I grabbed his sleigh for my getaway. On hipster, on swinger, on playboy, on bunny. Let's get to the city and go for the money. Merry Christmas.
Isn't that the worst thing you ever heard?
Yeah, and it'll probably sell 1 million copies. Oh, Itchy, that was groovy, man, groovy.
Yeah, we dig you, Cat. We'd like to buy you a splash.
Yeah, sit down, have a splash with us, Itchy.
Yeah, groovy.
You really come from a small town, Itch?
Oh, you better believe it. A place called Danfield. Real Dullville.
And when did you make up your mind to leave there?
Well, a while ago. Then I came out here with all these cats and I dug all this swinging action.
Well, don't you miss your parents or ever think about them?
Well, you know, they're okay, but that mom and dad scene is really a drag.
That's a drag.
Well, not that they should be stamped out or anything, you know, but that Maggie and Jiggs action is pretty hard to take.
Maggie and Jiggs. Herbie Walton, you ought to be ashamed of yourself talking about your parents like that.
Herbie Walton?
Yes.
How do you know me?
I'm Mrs. Bunsen.
Mrs. Bunsen from Danfield?
Yes, and this is Mrs. Carmichael. Maybe you remember her. She used to live there.
In Dolesville.
Well, yeah, sure, but what are you two doing here?
Yeah.
Like this?
We're trying to find you, Itchy, and bring you to your senses.
Oh, well, now, Mrs. Carmichael, I was just putting you on.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I thought you were like all the rest of these characters, and I didn't want anybody to get wise to me.
Get wise to you?
Wise to you about what?
The hair and all this jazz. You don't really think I turned out to be one of these kooks.
Well, then what are you doing here like that?
I'm just getting some material that I need for a thesis.
A thesis?
Yes, for my psychology class.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Oh.
Believe me, I can't wait to take this wig off.
Oh, what's a wig? Oh, well, are we glad to hear that?
Listen, will you do me a favor?
Sure, what?
What time is it?
10:30.
Oh, my gosh, I gotta be cutting out.
What?
I mean getting back to the dorm. But it was
the dormitory.
Nice to see you.
Oh, I'm so glad we found you, Herbie.
Good luck with your thesis.
Oh, thank you. Oh, when I write Mom and Dad, I'll tell them I saw you.
Oh.
But I won't tell them how you looked.
Oh, thank you. Well, now, aren't you glad we came? Everything turned out just fine.
Yeah, for once, one of your crazy schemes didn't backfire. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Now we'll continue with our impromptu entertainers. Hey, Red! Do either of you chicks chirp?
Yeah, my friend does.
What friend does what?
You. I want you to chirp. Sing a song.
I couldn't sing here,
Sure
Lucy.
you can.
I don't want to sing here,
You
Lucy.
said that you wanted me to hear you sing.
Well,
Now,
I was
come
thinking
on.
of the Hollywood Bowl or something like that. No, I couldn't sing. I gotta have somebody accompany me.
Well, I'm just dying to get my hands on this git box. Now, what are you going to sing?
My best song.
Well, what's that?
I dream of Jesus with a light brown hair.
Hey, wait! You two here. Come on, you two, this way. The wagon's waiting outside.
Well, what's a rap?
The curfew law.
The curfew.
Now, you kids know the rules. Everybody under 18 has to be in by 10 o'clock.
Under 18. Oh, now listen, officer. I got no-
Vivian, let's not argue with a nice officer.
I hope Mumsy and Daddy aren't too upset by this.
Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh,
Those boots were made for walking.
Oh, well, I'm having trouble with this typewriter.
Well, you shouldn't have. It's a brand new electric typewriter. A child could run it.
Well, I'll bet Tom Edison himself couldn't work this one. Couldn't I have my old typewriter back?
No. You simply have got to learn how to run that electric typewriter.
Well, couldn't I break in slowly, like maybe on a gas typewriter?
This is no time to be facetious, Mrs. Carmichael.
Well,
Now, did you put the paper in properly?
of course.
Did you hit the keys properly?
Yes, I did.
Did you plug it in properly?
Oh, plug it in. Oh, you must think I'm a perfect idiot.
Nobody's perfect. But you'll do until the real thing comes along. Now, Mrs. Carmichael, this is an electric typewriter.
Yes, sir.
This is the plug for the electric typewriter.
Yes, sir.
And this is the outlet that supplies the electricity for the electric typewriter.
Oh, Mr. Mooney,
Now,
I don't...
please don't interrupt. Now, the typewriter will not work without electricity. We must plug it in. So,
Mr. Mooney,
please don't interrupt. So, we plug this into that thusly.
tried to tell you. That outlet has a short circuit. Now, if you don't mind, Mr. Mooney, we plug this into that thusly. Gee, Mr. Mooney, this machine is wonderful. You know, it practically types by itself. I'll bet someday they invent a typewriter that does type by itself, and then you wouldn't need me.
May I live to see the day.
Well, I don't think that was a very nice thing for you to say.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. You know something? You're always finding fault with me. If I'm so incompetent, how come you picked me from the secretarial pool?
Picked you? You were the only one left.
You know, you're lucky you got me. Good help is very hard to find these days.
I know, I'm still looking.
It'll be a lot easier for me to go out and get another job than for you to find another secretary.
You get another job? Ha!
I could get another job if I wanted to.
Well, it would be very interesting to see just what kind of a job you think you're qualified for.
Well, I'm qualified for a lot more than you ever give me credit for, and I'd like a chance to prove it, I'll tell you that.
All right, good. Why don't we start by looking in the help wanted section of the newspaper?
That's a very good idea.
Oh, here we are. Help wanted, female. Excellent position open for unusually talented young lady. College graduate with a master's degree in psychology and a thorough background in calculus, trigonometry, and mathematical analysis. Must speak 6 languages and be expert at operating a digital computer.
What's their phone number?
You're going to apply for the job?
No, I'm going to call them and tell them not to count on me.
I think not. Oh, here's another job that you're not qualified for.
Mr. Mooney, if you don't mind, I'd prefer to select my own new job.
Well, I was just trying to help.
Thank you, but I'd like to find it. Oh, here's one. It's an ad for an employment agency that specializes in unusual jobs. The Unique Employment Agency. We get odd positions for odd people.
Oh, that's you, all right.
Never mind. I'm going right down and see them.
You'll never find a job for anyone as incompetent as you are.
I am not incompetent. I know what I'm doing every minute, and don't you...
Oh, never mind that. Never mind. I'll take care of it. Go.
All right.
Oh. Knows what she's doing every minute.
Before we talk about your employment problems, I have some background information I'd like to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
Name?
Lucille Carmichael.
Address?
The Glen Hall Apartments, 780 North Gower Street.
Age?
Oh, well, would you mind putting down over 21?
Over 21. Way over. Education?
Yes, I'm a high school graduate, and I had 2 years of business college. Almost.
Perhaps we should give you an aptitude test to find out the type of work for which you're qualified.
All right.
Now, this will be a word association test. I'll mention a word, and then you say whatever word pops into your head.
Mm-hmm.
Summer.
Winter.
Hot.
Cold.
Legs.
Walk.
Hair.
Dyed. I just used a little henna.
Lift. Up. Carry.
Grant.
Cary Grant.
Yeah.
What type of job would an answer like that qualify you for?
I don't know, but it's nice work if you can get it.
Well, I've had all kinds of answers from applicants, but Cary Grant?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind working for him in any capacity. And you know, these days he could use a babysitter.
Say, would you like to do some babysitting?
Oh, I sure would. Does Cary Grant need a babysitter?
No. This is a wonderful babysitting job. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Oh, now there are 3 children, and it pays $5 per hour per child, with a guarantee of 3 hours.
Oh, wow, that's $45. I'll take it.
Well, you can have it if you qualify.
Oh, well, I raised 2 children of my own. They're away at school now.
Oh, well, then you know all about the care of baby.
Oh, I certainly do. I always followed a simple poem that my mother taught me. If you want a happy baby, here's the thing to try. Keep one end fed and the other end dry.
Oh, that's very good child psychology. Oh, you'll do just fine for this job.
Thank you.
Now, the family name is Winslow, and it's at 1711 Valley Meadow Road. You be there at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes, ma'am, I will, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hello, Mrs. Winslow. This is Miss Allman. Oh, I have good news for you. There'll be a babysitter there tonight at 7 o'clock. No, I didn't tell her about the children. I was afraid if I did, she wouldn't take the job.
Darling, what time is the babysitter going to get here?
I told you before, 7 o'clock. I hope this one stays long enough for us to get out of the house.
Yes, dear. Darling, why don't we ever hire an animal trainer instead of a babysitter?
An animal trainer.
Yes, dear. After all, they are chimpanzees, and chimpanzees are animals.
They're just as human as you are.
Yes, dear. Oh, that must be the babysitter. I'll get it.
I'll get it. You round up the children.
Yes, dear.
Won't you come in?
Thank you. Oh, my, what a lovely room.
Well, it's a little messy just now. The children have been playing in here all day.
I understand. My, they certainly have a lot of nice toys. Oh, and that wonderful tree. Children love to climb trees.
Especially ours. They could climb before they could walk.
They sound like very unusual children.
Yes, they are.
What are their names?
Their names are Danny, Charlie, and Bobby.
Oh, how wonderful. 3 boys.
No. Bobby is short for Roberta.
Oh.
Roberta's the baby. Now, she'll require a little extra attention, of course.
Naturally.
Now, she has to be in bed by 7:30. She sleeps here in the crib. That's her nightgown. The milk and the cereal over here. The boy sleeps back here in these bunk beds.
These bunk beds are wonderful.
Yes, and these are their pajamas.
Aren't the sleeves a little long?
No, not for them. No, the baby likes to be rocked and sung to at bedtime. Do you know any lullabies?
Yes. Does she like Rockabye Baby in the Treetops?
Oh, she loves the part about the treetop. In fact, she likes all kinds of music. She likes rock and roll, Dixieland, boogie woogie.
Well, for a baby, she sounds like a real swinger.
They're all swingers.
Oh.
That's why we have the tree.
Yeah, I can hardly wait to meet the little darlings.
Oh, here they come now.
Said that, I didn't. So that's why this babysitting job pays so well, huh?
Yes. You're not going to back out, are you?
No, I can use the money.
Good. Well, let's get going, Jonathan.
Yes,
Come on.
dear.
Give the
Here,
baby
Mrs.
to Mrs.
Carmichael.
Carmichael. Now, be good boys. Come along. We'll be back right after the movie. Come on.
Hello, Bobby. Hello. Are you Charlie? Danny? Come here, Danny. Hello there, fella. Hello there. Hey. Hey there, fellas. Around the rosy, pocket full of posy, all far down, all far down. All right, now, wait a minute. Wait a minute now, boys, stop it. Danny, sit up there in the chair. Sit up there in the chair. Listen, now you hold the baby for me. Come on, I'll ride the horsey with you, Charlie. Get on the horsey. Hold the baby now, Danny. Danny, hold the baby. Do you hear me? Hold on to the baby. Wait a minute now. All right, come on, Charlie. All right, Charlie, you'll beat me this time. Okay. up on the bunks, Charlie, and play. Danny, come on, get up on the bunks here. I'll take the baby. Get up on the bunks and play. Come here, Charlie. Come on, get up here. Way up on top, Charlie. Way up on top. Now get up there and play. I just got to get the baby to bed. Come here, Bobby. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, Danny, come on, back. Danny, come on, get over in the bunks. Please, let me get the baby to bed. Oh, good heavens. Now stay there and play by yourselves, you hear? Oh, boy, those brothers of yours. Oh, good heavens, hang on. Oh. Off we go, and into our nightie. Come on, darling. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, that's a good baby. That's a baby. Put your arm in there. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you. I'm ready to go to bed. Oh, you haven't even had your din-din yet. You ready for your bottle? Oh, turn around, honey. That's it. I gotta fasten it here. Put your head up. That's a good baby. Her's a good baby. Her getting tired, isn't her? Those brothers are so crazy. Come on, sweetheart. Oh. Now, how about our bottle, huh? How about our bottle? Now, wait a minute. Now, don't, just take it easy. Just take it easy. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna rock, and we're gonna have our bottle. Okay. Oh. Are you supposed to ride a bicycle in the house? Are you sure about that, Charlie? Danny, are you sure? Yeah. Charlie, leave him alone. Oh, honestly. Look at that. Charlie. Danny, get up here in the chair. Let go of Charlie. Oh, boy. Danny, will you get up there? Charlie, shame on you. Charlie. Listen, you. Get up there. Charlie, pick up your hat and get over there at the table. Get up there at the table. Get over there in your chair. You sit right down there. Oh, Danny, come over here. Get up there in your chair. And you sit down. Put your hat on your head. Stay where you are. You hear me? I'm going to get your food. Boy, please stop it, please. Here, look, food. Oh, good heavens. Oh, I don't know if it's worth the $45. All right. Oh. Boy, you're something. You're really something, you three. Oh. All right, finish. Turn around. Sit up in the chair. Leave your hat on. You look better. Listen, I forgot I got to burp you. Bobby, you've got to be burped. Bobby, you can't drink the whole thing. Bobby. Oh, boy. Bobby, now look, it's either you or me. Bobby, if you don't mind, that's for the kid. Oh, here, open your mouth. She's never going to let go of the bottle. I might as well give it to you. Chew for a while. Bobby, you got to be burped, kid. You got to be burped. Every baby has to be burped. Now, just a minute. Now, up you go. Oh. That was a beauty. Yeah, that was a beauty. Listen, turn on the television. Turn it on. See what we got on there. Wait, leave some. Oh, Danny, he ate it all up. I'm sorry.
Do you love me? Do you love me?
I love you, dear, but I can't leave my husband.
Why not?
Oh, Charlie, turn it off.
But
Turn it
your
off,
voice
Charlie.
is so
You're too young for Peyton Place. Oh. Look, you gotta go to sleep. You know it's way past your bedtimes, too. I haven't even got the baby to sleep yet. All right, now listen. Behave yourselves. Behave yourselves. I'm going over here and sing to the baby. Oh, Bobby, you gotta go to sleep. You just gotta go to sleep, sweetheart. You just gotta go. Boys, please, please. Charlie, come here. Charlie, come here. Charlie, come here. I don't want you riding that now. Come here. Now, you stay right here. Sit down. Now, just stay there for a second. You hear me? Just stay there. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will Is that a commentary on my singing? What do you mean by that? Look, a Barbra Streisand, I'm not. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby cradle. All right. You don't want me to sing? I'll play. All right, you got it. I got your message, kid. Come on. Oh, boy. Hey. Oh, come on now. All right, Charlie. You think you can do any better? You play. Bobby, I wish you'd go to sleep. Well, Charlie, that was wonderful. Oh, not gin again. Listen, all right, we've had it. Now, come on, you two boys. Oh, fellas, now stop it. Goodness, I never saw such goings-on. Will you stop the monkey business? Oh, watch it, Lucy, you're cracking up. Will you stop it? Hey, Danny, will you go outside, please? Danny, Charlie, get out there, wash up. Come on out there, wash up. Oh, fellas. Come here. Boys, you get outside and wash up. Charlie, now stop it. Mommy, get back in that bed. Get in the bed. Oh, honestly, will you get out there and wash up? Come here, Danny. You sit down. Danny, come here. Come here. What's the matter with you? Get outside. Now wash up. Oh. Now you're going to bed, young lady. You're going to get right down there in that bed right now. Do you hear me? It's way past your bedtime. Now lie down. What are you doing? What? Oh. Is her saying her prayer? Oh, what a darling little baby. She said her prayers. Yes, she said her prayers. Now, go to sleep. Oh, you want to put the baby down. Winter times of late. Cowboys and Indians. Fellas. Boys, please. Come on now. Please. Danny, Charlie. Get down on that tree. Get down on that tree. Charlie. Charlie, for heaven's sake. You've got to go to bed. Do you understand? Danny, come here. don't sleep in this bed. Charlie, will you get out of the tree? Charlie! Danny, come on. Come on now. Don't sleep in this bed. Honestly, let go of the baby. Charlie, will you get down out of that tree? You've got to go to bed. Now, come on. Come on now. Charlie, please get down out of the tree. Boy, I promised your mother that I'd have you in bed. You've got to go to bed. I tried to get them to bed.
Don't apologize. You're better than any babysitter we've had. You're still here.
Yes, you're still here.
As a matter of fact, I want my sister to meet you. She's having a lot of trouble getting a sitter for her baby.
Oh, is her baby a monkey, too?
Of course not. You can see for yourself. Hey, sis, come on in. Bring the baby with you.
Oh, boy, it's the biggest sale I ever went to. Oh, what a mob. Yeah, I never saw such shoving and pushing in my whole life. Shove, 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 push, push, push. And some of the women still wouldn't let me through. What's so funny?
Whoever said women were the weaker sex never went shopping with us.
That's for sure. Gee, I wish that bus would come. I'm so tired.
You know, they had some marvelous bargains there today, Lucy.
They sure did. That's why I wanted to go to that store. You know, I have to be very careful of every penny that I spend.
Well, how come then you bought 3 steam irons?
Well, when they're marked down like that, you have to take advantage of it. Say, at that price, they were a steal.
Lucy, what are you going to do with 3 steam irons?
Well, you never know when 2 of them are going to break down.
That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of.
Well, you know, you should talk. Last week, you bought a 100-pound sack of dog food.
Oh, well, that was half price.
You don't even have a dog.
I might get one someday.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Want a bite?
Oh, no, honey, I'm on a diet.
You are?
Yeah, I've been on a diet for a couple of weeks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake.
Now, Lucy, you
What?
did it again.
I did what again?
You threw paper on the sidewalk.
Oh, that.
Listen, you do that all the time. The other day, you threw peanut shells all over the street. You know, you could get arrested for that.
I could get arrested?
Yes, of course. You know, it's very serious. That's against the Keep America Beautiful campaign. You might have committed a federal offense.
A federal offense?
I just hope nobody saw you.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I better get it.
Lucy.
What?
Policeman.
Policeman? Do you think they saw what I did?
I don't know.
Mary Jane, promise me something.
What?
If anything happens, save yourself. Pretend you don't know me.
Lucy, I can't do that.
Promise me.
I promise.
Excuse me, lady. Does that bag belong to you?
I beg your pardon, sir. Are you addressing me?
Yes, madam, I was addressing you. Does that bag belong to you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, it does.
Oh, okay, sister, it's all over. Let's go.
I beg your pardon? Go where?
You can cut that innocent act. You have any identification?
Well, I have a little birthmark, but I'm certainly not going to show it to... I just don't go around showing it to strangers.
Let me see your driver's license.
I don't have a driver's license. I don't even have a car.
What's your name?
Lucille Carmichael.
Lucille Carmichael. Ha! Phony name if I ever heard one.
It is not a phony name. Lucille Carmichael is my real name, isn't it? Tell them what my name is.
Lady, I never saw you before in my life.
Are you coming along quietly, or do we have to get tough?
Well, if you feel that way about it, imagine making a federal offense over a little thing like this.
I'll take care of that.
Oh, thank you.
Holy smoke, sister. What have you got in here?
Well, 3 steam irons and...
My, you have had a busy day.
You like to do things in a big way, don't you?
Well, not really, but they were such a steal.
Come on, lady, let's go.
All right.
Come on.
All right, you don't
Now, Lieutenant, we're sure that this Carmichael dame is the red-headed shoplifter that's been pulling all these big jobs. We caught her with the stuff right on her. Those pearls were in her shopping bag.
Okay, bring her in.
Bring her in, Miller.
Hi.
Hi.
Your name is Carmichael.
Lucille Carmichael, yes. Lucille is spelled with 2 L's. 3 if you count the first one.
Officers Peters and Miller. My name is Lieutenant Finch.
Well, I'm very happy to meet you all.
And you have no idea how happy we are to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Now, just to get off on the right foot, it is my duty to inform you that anything you say will be held against you.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that you have a right to legal counsel if you so desire.
Oh, no, I don't think that's necessary. It isn't that big a thing.
Oh? Well, suppose we all just settle back and you tell us what you did today.
Oh, well, now that's not going to be very entertaining.
We'll find it fascinating.
Oh, well, okay, where shall I start?
Why don't we start with the beginning, this morning?
This morning. Well, let's see now. I got up early, about 7:45, I think. Maybe it was 10 of. Yeah, about 10 of 8, I think. And I read the paper. I always read the paper every morning. And I saw this ad for this marvelous sale. And I just love sales. So I called Mary Jane and I...
Who's Mary Jane?
She's my cat.
Do you often phone your cat?
Oh, yes, always. Always when she's away from home. I always call her and I say, "What's new, pussycat?"
Well, let's forget the feline phone calls. Tell us about this sale you went to.
Oh, well, as I say, I love sales, and, well, I'm the sort of person who just cannot resist picking up a few things.
We can imagine.
So, just like that, you decided to go shopping.
Oh, yes, I do it all the time, especially when I don't feel like going to the bank.
Bank?
Yeah, that bank job gets so monotonous.
We'll talk about the bank job later.
Oh.
Yeah. Right now, we'd like to hear about your shopping.
All right, but why?
Lady, when you've been shopping, word gets around.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you better believe it, sister.
Well.
So you went shopping and you picked up a few things.
Well, more than a few. More than a few. There were, let's see now, 3 steam irons, a little bottle of cologne, a pair of curtains, 2 pair of curtains, and, I found a new eyelash curler and a floor lamp.
Floor lamp? Where was that? It wasn't in the bag.
Well, of course not. You just can't walk out carrying a floor lamp. It's being delivered.
By the store?
Certainly.
Boy, what nerve. You shot pretty good.
Well, thank you. It isn't easy. With a crowd around like that, you have to be fast.
Well, that takes care of the preliminaries. Now to the main event.
I beg your pardon?
The reason you're here.
Oh, that. Oh, well, as a matter of fact, I'd like a chance to explain that.
Would you really?
Yes, you see, I'm really not that kind of person. I just wasn't thinking.
You mean you had a mental aberration?
I could have had that, yeah.
Now, Carmichael, let's level. You've been doing stuff like this all over town, haven't you?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't remember.
You don't remember? You're just not talking, are you?
Well, who remembers things like that? Do you remember every time you drop a gum wrapper on the sidewalk?
I don't chew gum.
Do you?
Look, let me refresh your memory. About 6 weeks ago, you were on Western Avenue, weren't you?
Western Avenue?
That's right. First shop, there was a sable cape in the window. Remember a sable cape?
Well, Western Avenue. Sometimes I go down Melrose, and I... Oh, Western. Oh, now I remember. Oh, yeah. Peanuts. That's what it was. Peanuts.
Peanuts?
Yeah. I finished it off and just didn't even think about it. I admit it, but it was just a little bag.
A little bag? Lady, in our book, that's a big bag. That cost somebody $4,000.
Well, I don't understand that.
Oh, not much, you don't. I got to admit, Carmichael, you are really something.
She's the coolest cookie I ever saw, Lieutenant.
Yeah, she's a real criminal type. No conscience, no nerves.
You better get yourself a good lawyer. You're going to need one.
Well, gee whiz. The way you talk, you'd think I committed a robbery or something.
A robbery? You heaven forbid.
Well, I don't see why I can't just pay a little fine and go home.
A little fine? You'll be lucky if you get off with less than 10 years.
10 years? It was only a chocolate-covered coconut caramel cream wrapper.
I think maybe we ought to call in a psychiatrist.
So do I. He's nuts. Now, I can explain if you'll just give me a chance.
You can explain it to the judge. Get her out of here.
I never heard of such a thing in my life. 10 years, for heaven's sake.
What do you want, Tinkerbell? You got company. Why do you always dump all the garbage in on me? What do you want?
Well, please, maybe I could have a private room?
A private room, dearie? Well, next time, why don't you call in advance for a reservation? We'll give you a nice room with a view.
But I don't think I'm very welcome here.
Ah, you're as welcome as the flowers in May.
But she sounds so tough.
She is tough. And you better be tough, too, or she'll crush you like a marshmallow. Now, get it.
My pillow.
What are you in for, kid?
Don't call me kid.
Okay, what's your handle?
Steel Knuckles Carmichael. My friends call me Knuck.
Okay, Knuck. What you in for?
Just getting rid of some paper.
Oh, passing counterfeit moolah, huh?
What?
Hey, you're in the big leagues, kid.
I said don't call me kid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Muck.
It's not Muck, it's Knuck.
Okay, Knuck. Shit, don't get so excited.
All right. Boy, what a crummy joint this is.
Hell, I don't know. This hat ain't bad. I've been in a lot worse.
Yeah? What's your handle?
Hardhead Hogan.
Hardhead? How'd you ever get a name like that?
I'm a bouncer in a beer hall. I bite him with my head. I get him right about here. Boop.
they go like a light.
Yeah, I can see why.
It's a natural talent. Had it since I was a kid.
Because you was just born lucky, huh?
It's got its drawbacks. I got a tough time keeping my hair curled. But then, everybody's got problems.
Yeah, well, that's one way of looking at it. What are you in for?
Assault and battery.
Oh?
Yeah, it was all a misunderstanding.
Sure it was.
I was framed.
Sure you was.
I've been having a little trouble with my eyes lately.
Oh?
I butted a guy the other night, and instead of him going out the door, I put him right through the wall.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was messy. But a perfectly innocent mistake.
Sure it was. You know something, Hardhead?
What?
I'd like a nice hot cup of coffee.
I'll just ring for room service.
What's all the racket in here?
Tinkerbell, my roommate would like a nice hot cup of coffee.
But of course. And would Madam like sugar and cream in her coffee?
Well, a little cream and no sugar. I'll take saccharin because I've been on a diet and I wouldn't want to put on
Oh,
any...
shut up!
Boy, the nerve of her. I'll tell you one thing. If she does bring me my coffee, I ain't going to give her no tip. Not Cluck, Knock. I'm glad you like my style.
I think you and me are gonna go great together.
Yeah?
Now listen. I want to let you in on something.
What?
Stay here. I figured out a way to beat this rap. They don't call me hardhead for nothing. I got it all mapped out. I'm busting out of here. Doing a bird.
You mean you're going to try to escape?
Now you got it, kid.
Don't call me kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Knock.
No, it's not Knock, it's Cluck. No, Knock, that's right.
Oh, knock. Okay. Now, here's the way we're going to do it.
We? What do you mean, we?
You and me. What do you think I've been talking about? We're partners. Now, here's the plan. As soon as Tinkerbell comes in here, I'm going to bite her in the breadbasket and bounce her right off that wall. And then you and me will burn it. Right out of here. How do you like that?
Well, Hardhead, if you don't mind, I'd like to think about it a little bit, you know.
What's to think?
Well,
We're partners, remember?
Yeah, but,
Honey, you don't argue with Hardhead.
Well,
Right over here.
Lieutenant Finch, I can't tell you. I mean, I just can't tell you what it means to have these pearls returned to my jewelry store. You've done a magnificent job.
Well, save the compliments. Can you recall what happened?
Well, I was showing these pearls to a client, and I left them on the counter when this red-headed creature walked in. I thought she was just browsing, but when I turned my back for just a moment, she swooped up the pearls and was gone. I mean...
That sounds like her, all right. The slickest shoplifter in town. We've been after her for months. Now, would you know her if you saw her again?
Oh, I most certainly would. The incident is indelibly impressed on my mind. I shall remember that face for years. That red hair.
Good. Matron, bring in the girls for the lineup.
Okay, come on, girls. Step lively. Come on, pick them up. Get over here.
Face the front. All right, Mr. Trindle, all we need is a positive identification. Just pick her out.
Sure.
Never in 1,000 years, huh?
Well, I didn't anticipate so many redheads.
What did you figure on a bunch of Yule Brenners? All right, Mr. Trendle, which one?
Well, Lieutenant, it's very difficult. These girls are all so innocent looking.
Innocent? Most of these babes would make Ma Barker look like a campfire girl.
Well, I can't help that. The woman I saw was much tougher looking.
All right, girls, look tough for Mr. Trendle. Real tough.
Yes, that's the one. I'd never forget in 1,000 years. That's the one. That's her.
Step forward, Queenie. Rest of you debutantes back to your penthouses.
All right, come on, let's go. Come on.
You're nominated, Queenie.
Well, what am I nominated for?
Miss Light Fingers of the Year.
Oh, that. Well, I can explain that. Are you the head of the Keep America Beautiful campaign? Because I can explain everything.
You can explain it in my office. Get her in there.
Now, just a minute. I know my rights, my constitutional rights. I'm entitled to make one phone call.
Now you're going to call your lawyer, I suppose.
No, my manicurist. I want to cancel my appointment.
Well, we got a strong case against you now.
You were positively identified.
Picked out of a lineup by a reliable witness.
You could make it a lot easier on yourself by signing a confession.
A confession for a little thing like that? It's the silliest thing I ever heard of.
Boss?
Yeah?
There's some people out here to see the prisoner.
Who are they?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mr. Mooney.
Mrs. Carmichael! What in the world?
Lucy, are you all right?
What's it to you? I never saw you before in my life, Mary Jane.
Mary Jane? Oh, this is the pussycat you made the phone call to. All right, Mooney, what's your connection with her?
Mrs. Carmichael happens to work for me.
Hey, Lieutenant, this looks like a regular gang. He must be the big boss.
Boss gang? What's he talking about? What? Would you please explain what's going on here?
Yes, sir. Well, it all started with a chocolate-covered coconut caramel cream wrapper.
There she goes again.
She's being booked for grand larceny.
Grand larceny?
Grand larceny?
Grand larceny?
That's right, little Sir Echo.
Mooney, you know Lucy never stole anything in her life.
Well, that's true. She is not dishonest. Oh, she's incompetent, scatterbrained, bungling, inefficient, disorganized, incoherent, and stupid. But she is not dishonest.
Thank you, Mr. Mooney. Up for me.
Look, Mooney, there's no question about it. We caught her with the goods.
What good?
Well, to begin with, she was walking around with 3 steam irons in her bag.
Now, does that sound normal to you?
For her, yeah. Of course, I'd never be able to explain it,
but... Well, listen, I can explain that.
You just stand there, pussycat, and purr quietly.
But I didn't steal anything. Can I get anyone to believe that?
No, but you'll have a long time to try. She'll be out of circulation for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Well, now, Mrs. Carmichael, don't you worry about a thing. We will get you the best lawyers in town. In your case, we will have no difficulty proving insanity. Oh, Mrs. Carmichael. Oh, no, there. Don't cry.
It's all right for you to say not to cry because you don't have anything to cry about. But suppose it was your wife that was being sent away for 10 years.
This is no time for wishful thinking. Now, sir, I want you to know that I'm an important man in this city.
Boss, what do you want?
Hold everything. You got the wrong dame.
What do you mean I got the wrong dame?
This is the redhead who stole the pearls. She just signed a confession.
Okay, Miller, book her. Well, Miss Carmichael, it seems that there's been a slight misunderstanding.
Well, there certainly has been. Can I go now?
Oh, yes.
Well, thank you.
I don't know what... Well, let's go on here.
Get in there.
Hardhead, what happened?
Well, when I butted Tinkerbell in a breadbasket, she bounced me off the wall.
Oh, well, you can't win them all, honey. Well, anyway, you got your private room back. I just got sprung.
Oh. Gee, I'm gonna miss you, Clock.
Knock, clock, knock. Knock, knock. Did you say knock?
Yes, dear. No, I've already told you I can't get home tonight. Business is business, Lammy Pie. No, I can't possibly postpone that appointment.
I got 'em. And here are your tickets for the ball game tonight.
Tickets? Who said anything about a ball game? Why, that's the most insulting thing that anyone has ever called me.
Oh, is that Mrs. Mooney? Tell her I said hello.
All right, all right. If you can't believe your own husband, I have no alternative but to hang up on you, Irma. Irma? Irma? Oh, you...
Me? What'd I do?
You have just turned my home into a split-level penitentiary.
Mooney, your wife will forgive you. After all, this isn't the first time she caught you lying. If you want my advice...
Mrs. Carmichael, my life with Irma is none of your wretched business. It's my wretched business. I'll handle Irma.
I was just going to say it would be easier to apologize if you say it with flowers.
What I have to say to Irma can't be said with flowers. A flower pot, maybe. But not flowers.
Remember last time, if it's not flowers today, it'll be a fur coat tomorrow.
You know, we haven't had any fresh flowers in our living room for a long time.
Any special kind you'd like for her?
Yes, poison ivy.
Come in.
Hi.
Oh, Mrs. Mooney's flowers.
Yes. Do you like them?
Oh, they're beautiful. Eddie, you really are an artist. You know something? These are pretty enough to be artificial.
Oh, thank you. I guess you love flowers as much as I do.
Yeah, that's because I used to live over a funeral parlor.
I got started by growing plants on my windowsill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But there's always some kid on the block I had to fight. And there was always some guy calling me a sissy.
Yeah, well, I'll bet those bullies would be good and jealous if they could see the beautiful work you do now.
No, I'm just a glorified delivery boy.
Well, you won't be after you buy the shop from your boss.
Oh, that's all off. I can't get the $3,000 for the down payment.
Oh, Eddie. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I'll just have to tell Mr. Finley to sell the place to somebody else.
He can't sell it to anybody else. Tell him how much it means to you.
Mr. Finley wants cash. Where's a pug like me gonna raise $3,000?
Mr. Mooney.
What do you want?
Oh, Mr. Mooney.
Eddie Rickles. What have you do?
You don't have to defend me, Mr. Mooney. He's a friend.
Mrs. Carmichael, I am well aware of who Eddie Rickles is. I saw you knock out Joey Mitchell at Madison Square Garden in 1962. You remember that fifth round? Oh, boy, he thought he had you trapped, but you backpedaled. Then you feinted with your left, and you surprised him with that uppercut. Pow! You never had a more loyal fan than Theodore J. Mooney.
Thank you, Mr. Moody.
Ted, to you.
Why, Eddie, I didn't know you were a famous prize fighter.
That was a long time ago.
You were my kind of boxer, Eddie.
And you're his kind of banker, Ted.
Ted to him. Mr. Mooney to you.
Let's tell him the good news, Eddie. Eddie's going into business for himself.
Well, congratulations, buddy boy. Where's the saloon going to be?
Who said anything about a saloon?
Mrs. Carmichael, anyone familiar with sports knows that baseball players open bowling alleys and boxers open saloons.
Yeah, well, not Eddie.
Oh?
I'm a florist.
You're wise.
And he's going to buy his own shop.
And you're smart.
And you're going to give him the $3,000 to do it.
And you're nuts.
Mr. Mr. Mooney.
Mrs. Carmichael, the bank can't lend money to just any stranger who wanders in off the street.
Stranger? You just said he's your old buddy, remember? And all he needs is $3,000. Don't be a cheapskate.
Mrs. Carmichael, I am acting in the best interest of the bank. So don't call me a cheapskate.
Well, you said you were Eddie's most loyal fan. Why don't you loan him the money?
Now you can call me a cheapskate.
Oh, don't feel bad, Eddie. Mr. Mooney will only loan money to people who don't need the loan.
That's all right. I guess I was too crazy to even think I could own my own shop.
Oh, now, Eddie, don't give up. Nothing is impossible.
$3,000, that's impossible. Boy, just think of it. When I used to fight, I used to get that much for one bout.
You got $3,000 for one fight? Wow. Eddie, do you really want that florist shop?
Sure I do.
Then you're gonna fight again.
Oh, no, I can't fight anymore, no.
Why not? Well, the way Mr. Mooney raved about you, you must be terrific.
Oh, I used to be, but I'm past my prime, and I haven't been in training for years.
So you start training again. All you need is one fight, and you'll have your $3,000.
Are you kidding? To get $3,000 in one fight, you gotta fight somebody with a big name.
Like Sandy Koufax?
Sandy Koufax isn't a boxer.
No? I heard Mr. Mooney say that nobody can hit him. Well, all right, who is a big name?
Well, there's a kid that packs him in by the name of Sonny Shore.
Well, then Sonny Shaw better watch out.
For what?
For us.
For us?
We are going to fight Sonny Shaw.
It's a good boy. That's it. Keep it up. That's it. Keep it. Hang with him. That's good. Oh, yeah. Great, great. Yeah, that's it. Excuse me, Nick. Hey, kid, why don't you cool off a while, huh?
Since when do they let dames around here during training?
Nick, that ain't no dame. That's Sonny's tomato.
Oh, that's different. Come here. I just bet 5 big ones on Sonny.
Don't worry, Nick. Your 5,000 clams is in the bank.
To hear you talk, you think the kid was the Manasseh Mauler.
Well, he ain't exactly Jack Dempsey, but the kid got what it takes. He's got fast hands, good wind, and a lot of class.
You better be right, Louis.
Hey, Louis. What's the red-headed dame doing here?
I ain't no dame. I'm Eddie Rickles' tomato. I come to talk to Sonny Shaw.
Well, I'm Sonny Shaw's manager, lady. What do you want to talk to him about?
Eddie Rickles is going to make a comeback, and it's got to be against Sonny Shaw. That's what I'm here to talk about.
You mean you would put Eddie Rickles in the same ring with Sonny Shaw?
Of course we'd want to guarantee you 3 big ones.
What?
That comes to 3,000 oysters. Clams.
Yeah, I know what it comes to. Now, look, lady, I couldn't do a thing like that to Eddie. Well, he's all washed up.
Eddie is not washed up. He's still got quick hands and light fingers and real class and a lot of wind.
Oh, yeah? Well, just leave me show you something. Hey, Sonny, come here a minute, will you? Yeah, I want you should show the lady what great shape you're in. Okay, lady, punch Sonny in the stomach.
Are you kidding? I don't go around punching men in public.
Go ahead, he can take it.
Okay.
Huh? What did I tell you, huh? Now, if you was to punch Eddie like that, he'd fall apart.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be the one who's punching Eddie. Sonny is.
I'm sorry, lady. Now, maybe if Eddie trains a few months, I might come take a look at him.
Well, they'll sell the flower shop by then.
What?
I mean, training. If training is all you're worried about, Eddie's been training all along.
I ain't noticed him around the gym.
Oh, well, you see, he's been at a private training camp. Oh, you should see him. He's strong enough to beat the Manasseh Mauler.
The Manasseh Mauler?
That's Dempsey, Jack Dempsey.
I know who that is, yeah. Well, maybe I ought to come with you and take a look at Eddie.
Oh, no. I'll bring him down here to see you.
When?
About 3 weeks.
Say, what training camps you at? Lefty Latimer's?
No, Killer Carmichael's.
303. 304. 305. Is it time to quit yet?
No, you can't quit. You gotta do your road work.
306. Lucy, this is my first day in training. Give me a break, please.
It takes 310 laps around that couch to make a mile. Now get going.
307. The couch gets longer each time around. 308. 309. 310, that's a mile. What was that?
Time for your knee bend.
Knee bends? No,
Come
I
on,
can't.
come
I can't,
on,
Lucy.
Eddie.
Please, I can't.
Eddie, please, we have to do knee bends
I
now.
can't with knee bends.
Now, come on, Eddie. Every day we have to do our knee bends to tighten up these muscles, remember?
Muscles are
Okay,
tight.
hands on your hips.
Hands on
Down
your
you
hips.
go. 1. Very slowly, straighten your back. Straighten your back. Hold your head up, Eddie. 2, 3, down you all the way.
You're making a guy crazy.
Straighten your back, Eddie. Now, come on. You know how to train. Come on. 4, and up. And 5, and... Eddie, listen to me. Now, listen. You have got to work up to 25 knee bends a day.
No, I can't. There's no way. What's that?
That's a dishwasher. That's our signal for your weigh-in. Get on the scale. Here, hold these.
Books?
Yeah, the scales are off, but it comes out exactly right if you hold the decline and fall of the Roman Empire and Aunt Fanny's cookbook. 166 pounds. Oh, Eddie, that will never do. No good, no good.
I got to get rid of this spare tire.
Spare tire. That's not rubber. That's blubber.
Well, somebody's at the door.
No. It's a timer on the washing machine. That means you got a jump rope and my laundry is done.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Forget it.
Eddie, come on. Where's your pep?
I got no more pep. It's all poop. I can't jump.
Come on. Sure you can. You just make a game of it. Now watch.
I can't.
Hey, my name is Lucy, and I come from Albajuicy, where I sell onions.
I never learned any...
Just jump to the word.
No, sir. I never learned those jumping poems. That's it. I can't.
Come on, Eddie. I'll jump with you.
I can't. Oh, please,
Now, you're going to have to
Lucy.
get with it, Eddie, or you'll never make it.
Please, Lucy.
Now, get in position.
I'm in position.
I'll jump with you.
I can't.
Yes, you can, Eddie. Yes, you can.
Oh,
Are you ready?
I hope so.
January, February, April, May. Listen to what your parents say, and you'll be a great big boy someday.
The bell. Where's the bell?
All right, never mind the bell. It's a telephone. You keep jumping. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Mooney. No, sir. No, sir, I can't come to work tomorrow either. Well, I'm too sick. I have the jumps. I mean the mumps. Mr. Mooney, I'm not allowed to leave my bed. I can't see anybody and I can't go anywhere. Yes, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Lucy!
Eddie, what are you doing?
Look at this.
What?
This plant has a bad case of root rot.
Oh, never mind the root rot. You're in training, Eddie.
But, Lucy, if you don't root out the root rot, the whole plant will turn rotten.
We'll root out the root rot later. Good heavens, Eddie. If you want to ever have your florist shop, you're going to have to forget about flowers. Now, right now, all you got to think about is fighting. You understand? Now, listen, I believe in you, Eddie. You're my kind of boy. And this fight with Shawka mean a lot to you. Your picture in the paper, your name on thousands of posters. Well, maybe one day they'll even name a stadium after you.
I don't want that stuff anymore.
Well, you want your florist shop, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, okay then. Put these on. Now, you have to keep punching this bag until the dishwasher finishes its drying cycle.
I'll try not to let you down.
All right. You know, I can teach you everything I know, but the rest is up to you. Now, get in there and start punching. All right, a little harder. 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 Well, Eddie, things are looking up.
I'm sorry, Lucy.
Don't apologize. It's been years since I've fallen for a man. Oh, yeah, Mary Jane. You should see Eddie. And you should see that left jab of his now. Yeah, and he's down to 160 pounds. That's his fighting weight. Well, he's really been getting the feel of it these last few days. Hey, I gotta hang up now. Eddie's due any minute. And besides, I don't want the phone to be busy if Mr. Mooney should call. Yeah, he thinks I'm too sick to get out of bed and answer it. Bye. Come on in, champ. Mr. Mooney.
Mrs. Carmichael, would you tell me why you have a volleyball hanging in your living room?
Oh, well, I saw an article in a magazine about pop art, and it was called Creative Decorating Hints with Volleyballs. Do you like it?
No. I thought you were supposed to be deathly ill. How are your mumps?
Oh, they're swell. I mean, the swelling's gone. I found out it wasn't the mumps.
What was it?
It turned out to be root rot.
The whole room looked like it had root rot.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting company.
Well, this isn't a social call.
Oh.
Now, do you remember that fellow from the florist?
What fellow?
Rickles.
Pickles? Pickles? Not Pickles. Rickles. No,
Oh,
I don't.
well, I have been trying to reach him everywhere, and he has disappeared.
I don't remember him at all.
Mrs. Carmichael, the front door.
Oh, I already bought my Girl Scout cookies, little girl. Go away.
How did you know that was a Girl Scout?
Oh, I can tell by the way they ring the doorbell.
Oh? Now, about this Rickles.
Go on, I'm listening.
I want you to call every florist in town. You find out... Oh, all right, I'll buy the cookies. Come here, little girl. Oh.
Hi, Lucy. Boy, good morning. I'm right on time. Hello, Mr. Moody. Boy, do I feel great. I'm ready to work.
Didn't know where Rickles was, eh? What's he doing here?
I'm letting Eddie work out here, Mr. Mooney. He's going to fight again.
Fight? Why should he do a ridiculous thing like that?
Because he wants to buy a florist shop, that's why, and a certain cheapskate wouldn't lend him the money.
Well, he doesn't have to borrow any money now.
What do you mean?
Eddie, my boy, I have good news for you. I have just gotten you a 5-year contract to be the head designer for the flower show.
Oh, Mr. Mooney! Eddie, did you hear that?
Sonny won't last 3 rounds with me. I'll destroy him. That's what I'll do. Pow! I'll tear him apart. Pow!
Eddie, listen to me. What Mr. Mooney is offering you will make you famous. The most famous florist in California.
Are you kidding? With these fits, I'm going to be famous all over the world. The cheering crowds, my picture in the paper, they'll idolize me. The adoring mob. And I owe it all to you, manager.
Eddie, please, listen to reason, will you? What about your flower shop?
That's for peasants. You never heard of a sports arena named after a florist?
Eddie, what's happened to you?
Something big. You gave it to me, Lucy. You gave me something that every fighter needs. The killer instinct.
He gave that to me years ago.
Oh, boy, I turned a florist into a monster.
Well, you better get him to take that job.
Oh, what difference does it make to you?
I'll tell you what difference it makes to me. My wife was so impressed with the flowers you ordered, she made me promise to hire him for the flower show.
What's your wife got to do with the flower show?
She's running it! That's what she's got to do with it!
You'd better get him to take that job, or Irma will destroy me.
I'll give you a tip, Teddy boy. Don't bet your money on Shaw. I'm gonna demolish him. Kill, kill, kill.
Kill, kill, kill. Sounds like Irma. You better get him to change his mind.
Today I'm gonna do 3 miles around the couch. And then I'm gonna do an extra 15 minutes on the bag. Pow, pow. Boy, I'm a killer. Pow, pow. What I need is a sparring partner. From now on, it's gonna be nothing but fighting, fighting, fighting.
Listen to me. Listen to reason.
Lick the world. That's what I'm gonna do. I can see it all now. Dames, foreign cars, custom-made shirts, front tables at nightclubs. Soup, soup, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop. Soup, soup, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Soup, soup. Boy, look at me. Hard as a rock. I was nuts to retire. I got a lot of living to do. That's what I got.
Oh, you got a lot of living to do, huh? Well, put up your dukes.
Put up my dukes?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I can't use you as a sparring partner.
What's the matter, you chicken? You afraid I'll give you a fat lip to go with your fat head?
Hey, what is it with you?
I just want to show you that you're washed up, Eddie. You're a has-been. You're even worse than that. You're a never was.
Now, just a second.
Yeah, just a second. Get on there. Put up your dukes. Look who wants to fight Sonny Shaw. You're even afraid to fight a girl.
Now, cut that out.
Yeah, oh, you frighten me, Eddie. You frighten me. Oh, you're so tough, Eddie. Eddie Rickles, world champion of the chicken division. That's what you are. Come on, put up your dukes.
Okay.
Get your crummy hands off me, you punchy palooka.
Punchy palooka?
Yeah.
I'll show you. Go ahead. Give me your best punch right here on the button.
Is that where you want it?
That's it, and be careful you don't hurt your hand.
Yeah, right on the button.
Go ahead.
Okay, Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Eddie, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't want to do it. I hope I didn't hurt you, Eddie. I just want you to listen to reason. Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Eddie. Eddie, you're going to have to take some more aspirin. Open your mouth. You're going to feel better now, Eddie. You're going to feel just fine, honey.
I'm going to quit boxing for good this time. Imagine. I got a glass jaw.
Yeah, you're lucky you found out in time.
I got a glass jaw. I can't believe it. A glass jaw.
Oh, it's a good thing you got him to change his mind. Eddie, my boy, let me be the first to congratulate you. You will never regret taking this job.
Oh, don't thank me. It was Lucy. She's the one that made me change my mind.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, all I did was make him listen to reason.
Reason? You? You never used reason around the office. Why don't you try a little reason on me? Say, did I tell you, you have to show up at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? Do you think he's going to...
There is a particular quality of light that seems to belong only to mid-1960s airport terminals in Southern California, a flat fluorescent brightness that makes every surface look slightly too clean and every waiting face look slightly too hopeful. It is into this light that we first find Lucy Carmichael, and the recognition is immediate, almost physical. We know her stance before she speaks, the slight forward lean of anticipation, the hands that cannot quite stay still, the eyes already scanning the sky beyond the glass, as if sheer will might pull the aircraft closer. The script opens with the simplest of inquiries, yet the cadence is pure Lucy. Is this gate 7? Yes, ma'am. Is this where flight 74 comes in from the east? About 12:01. Yes, ma'am. The exchange is ordinary, almost bureaucratic, yet already the comedy of misplaced urgency is assembling itself. Lucy is not merely waiting. She is inhabiting the wait with the full force of her personality, turning a routine arrival into an event that must be supervised, narrated, and if necessary physically intercepted. The name arrives with a small correction that carries years of shared history. Oh, my girlfriend's on that plane. Vivian Bagley. I mean, her name used to be Vivian Bagley, but now it's Vivian Bunsen. She got married again. The parenthetical clarification is classic Lucy Carmichael information offered not because it is strictly required but because the emotional ledger demands accuracy. We feel in that brief adjustment the weight of time that has passed since the two women last stood in the same room. A year is not a long interval in the abstract, yet in the compressed emotional economy of the series it is an eternity. Lucy has been living without the particular mirror that only Vivian provides, the one friend who understands both the schemes and the soft heart that invents them. The announcement that Flight 74 is now coming in for a landing is therefore not simply procedural. It is the sound of a private world about to reopen. What follows is one of those small physical misreadings that Lucille Ball could elevate into pure character revelation. Lucy sees something protruding from the aircraft and gasps. Oh, look, someone's hanging out of the plane. It looks like this. The attendant's dry correction. Why, that's the landing gear, lands with perfect timing, yet the joke is never purely at Lucy's expense. We understand that her eye is trained to find human drama in every mechanical shape. She is a woman who expects people to be where they should not be because she herself so often occupies those same forbidden spaces. The impulse that sends her toward the restricted area is therefore not mere impulsiveness, it is continuity of self. Oh, I just wanted to be back there. I thought it would be very nice if I was right there at the bottom of the steps when Viv came out of the plane. The explanation is offered with the earnestness of a child explaining a perfectly reasonable plan that adults insist on calling unreasonable. The attendant's reply, "We've never had anyone run over by a plane. We would like to keep it that way," is the voice of institutional caution, and Lucy's acceptance of it is only temporary. Rules exist, she concedes, but they are secondary to the larger necessity of presence. When Vivian finally appears, the reunion is pure kinetic joy. The overlapping dialogue, there's Viv, see you, oh I'm so glad, is less conversation than simultaneous release. Ball's physicality here is worth lingering over. The body does not simply move toward the friend, it surges the arms, already opening the face, rearranging itself into an expression that is at once relief, hunger, and comic exaggeration of both. We have watched this woman navigate banks, offices, and neighborhood crises with a certain contained volatility. Here the containment dissolves. The happiness is not performed for an audience. It is the private language of two women who have missed each other more than either would admit in cooler moments. The subsequent exchange about breakfast and lunch is a small masterpiece of temporal dislocation. Have you had breakfast? Oh no, I just had lunch. Oh, I forgot the difference in time. Oh, I love it. Now that I'm in California, I'm 3 hours younger. The joke is light, yet it carries a quiet truth about the way friendship collapses distance. Vivian has crossed 3 time zones and somehow arrived younger. Lucy, by receiving her, has recovered a version of herself that California has not entirely erased. The compliment that follows, "and you look it and you just look absolutely wonderful," is delivered with the specific generosity that only long affection allows. Lucy does not merely observe Vivian's appearance. She claims it as evidence that the move westward has been a kind of rejuvenation, even as the later conversation will reveal the usual mixture of triumph and compromise that marks every marriage. The description of the new husband is pure Vivian filtered through Lucy's delighted reception. He's handsome, yeah, he's tall and he's got dark hair and he has blue eyes. You're kidding, oh my gosh. Oh, that's so strong. And he has lots of character. Just hates those marriages where the wife tries to run things. Doesn't want the woman running things at all. Oh, he's the boss, huh? No, I am. But he hates it. The final reversal is the heart of the exchange. Vivian claims authority while acknowledging that her husband finds the arrangement intolerable. Lucy recognizes the pattern immediately. Same old Bill, that's what you are. and the recognition is affectionate rather than critical. We are reminded that these women have always negotiated power inside relationships with a mixture of irony and practicality. The bag of oranges that Lucy insists on carrying becomes in this light less a gift than a tangible proof of continuity. Gee, oh boy, that's heavy what you got in here. I bought you a present, what a big bag of oranges. The physical comedy of the weight is understated, yet it is already present. Lucy taking on burdens that are both literal and emotional, insisting that the gesture of welcome includes something substantial, something that can be felt in the arms. The transition from airport to office is handled with the series' characteristic efficiency, yet the emotional residue of the reunion travels with them. By the time they reach Mr. Mooney's domain, Lucy has already begun the process of incorporating Vivian into the daily architecture of her California life. The surprise she springs on her employer, "Have I got a big surprise for you," is less about shocking Mooney than about claiming a small territory of personal continuity inside the professional space that so often demands she suppress it. The airport sequence, brief as it is in pure running time, therefore functions as overture. It establishes the central emotional contract of the composite script Lucy will invent, improvise, and occasionally endanger herself in the service of connection. Friendship is not a static condition. It is an active project that requires presence at the bottom of airplane steps, the carrying of heavy fruit, and the willingness to rearrange an entire afternoon, so that a friend will not sit alone in an apartment waiting for the workday to end. We recognize watching this opening how carefully the series balances Lucy's chaos against her capacity for loyalty. The same woman who cannot resist approaching the landing gear is also the woman who has spent a year storing up conversation, who remembers the exact texture of an old friendship and refuses to let time dilute it. The physical comedy that will explode across the later sequences, the Sunset Strip performance, the chimpanzee nursery, the jail cell. The living room training camp finds its first quiet statement here in the simple refusal to wait at a safe distance. Lucy needs to be at the bottom of the steps. She needs the reunion to be immediate bodily, unmediated by official procedure. In that need, we glimpse the deeper pattern that will govern everything that follows: a woman whose schemes are almost never about acquisition and almost always about refusing to be left outside the circle of care. The 1960s airport itself is a transitional space in more than the literal sense. Commercial aviation is still glamorous enough to feel like an event, yet already routine enough that the staff can deliver deadpan warnings about pedestrians and propellers. Lucy occupies the seam between those two realities. She treats the arrival as theater, while the institution treats it as logistics. The comedy arises from the friction, but the affection we feel arises from the recognition that Lucy's theatricality is a form of emotional accuracy. She is not wrong to want to stand at the foot of the stairs. She is simply operating according to a different set of priorities, ones that privilege the human claim over the institutional boundary. By the time the oranges have been carried and the first cup of office coffee has been contemplated, the emotional terms of the entire composite have been set. An old friendship has been restored under fluorescent light, a bag of fruit has been accepted as proof of continuing care, and Lucy Carmichael has already begun the quiet work of inventing the next necessary version of herself so that the friend she has missed will not have to navigate the new landscape alone. We lean forward with her, knowing that the landing gear was only the first misreading and that every subsequent misreading will be equally alive with the same stubborn, generous, slightly reckless heart. The transition from the fluorescent brightness of the airport terminal to the more contained, paper-scented atmosphere of Mr. Mooney's office is one of those quiet shifts that the Lucy show handles with deceptive simplicity. We move with Lucy and Vivian from the public theater of arrival into the private theater of employment, and the change in scale is immediately felt. The office is not merely a workplace. It is the stage upon which Lucy's dual identity, efficient enough to keep her job, chaotic enough to keep her soul, must continually perform. When Lucy announces that she has a surprise, the air itself seems to tighten. "Have I got a big surprise for you?" she declares. And the words carry the unmistakable cadence of a woman who has already decided that the ordinary boundaries of the workday are negotiable. Mr. Mooney's response is pure weary resistance. "Oh, please, please, no, no. No games, not on the day. I'm waiting to find out who came to see us." The repetition of please is not politeness. It is the sound of a man who has learned through long and costly experience that Lucy's surprises rarely arrive without consequence. Yet the surprise when it materializes is almost gentle. Vivian steps forward with a simple "Hello, Mr. Mooney," and the moment lands with a softness that belies the preceding tension. Mooney's reaction, "Oh my," is small, almost involuntary, and in that tiny exhalation we hear the entire history of their professional relationship. He is not outraged, he is resigned, and the resignation itself is a form of reluctant affection. Lucy's explanation is delivered with the earnest logic that always accompanies her most disruptive gestures. "Mr. Mooney, I asked Viv to come here because I didn't want her sitting alone in my apartment all day waiting for me. So I didn't think you'd mind if she waited until I finished work." The sentence is a perfect encapsulation of Lucy Carmichael's moral economy. The friend's comfort outweighs the employer's schedule, and the assumption of permission is offered after the fact as a courtesy rather than a request. Mooney's reply, "Well, not at all, not of course," is the verbal equivalent of a man stepping aside to let a force of nature pass. He does not approve, yet he cannot quite bring himself to forbid. What follows is a master class in the quiet gravity that Gail Gordon brought to the role of Theodore J. Mooney. While Lucy settles Vivian into a chair, removes her coat and presses a magazine upon her with the assurance that it contains some wild things, Mooney attempts to reclaim the professional space. He calls for Mr. Kamal and the ledger, directing attention to page 44 with the precise, clipped authority of a man who believes that order can still be restored if one simply speaks clearly enough. "Will you bring your ledger over here, please?" "Yes, sir." "Yes, sir." "Now will you refer to page 44?" "Yes, sir." "Yes, sir." "Yes, now 44." The repetition of the page number is both comic and poignant. Mooney is trying to anchor himself in the solid reality of numbers, while the two women in the room are already drifting into the softer reality of shared history and fashion commentary. Lucy's attention is immediately captured by a gown in the magazine. "Oh, Lucy, look at this gown. Look at that, that's the one big. Is that too much? Of course. You have to have the figure for it." The conversation slides without apology from bank ledgers to body image, from professional duty to the intimate calculus of weight and girdles. Vivian's announcement that she has lost weight, "I'm down to a size 12 and that's without my girdle," is received by Lucy with the delighted scrutiny of a friend who notices everything. "Yeah, I sure did notice. I noticed that on the way home from the airport." "Oh, you did? Yeah, we never had that much room in the cab before." The observation is simultaneously affectionate and ruthlessly observational. Lucy has registered the physical change not as abstract improvement but as increased spatial freedom in a taxi. The humor is gentle, yet it reveals the way these women read each other's bodies as texts. Vivian's explanation of her new eating regimen: "Since I got married, I just stopped eating between meals. I just eat my 6 meals a day now, and that's it," is pure comic inversion, and Lucy's response carries the delighted recognition of a fellow traveler in the endless female negotiation with appetite and appearance. The mention of singing lessons and the correction that Vivian is taking rather than giving them opens another small window onto the new marriage. The husband who calls her his happy little canary is immediately undercut by Lucy's dry, 150-pound canary, a line that lands with perfect timing and perfect affection. Mr. Mooney's attempt to remain present in this conversation is short-lived. When Lucy invites Vivian to share a cup of coffee, "Oh, it'll be just like old times having a cup of coffee with you." The invitation is extended to Mooney as an afterthought that he immediately declines. "Anybody wants me, I'll be out in my car." The exit is classic Mooney, not a slam, not a shout, but a quiet withdrawal that somehow manages to be both defeated and dignified. Lucy's observation after he leaves: "You're right, he hasn't changed a bit. He sure hasn't, and I'm so glad he's gone. Now, we can gossip all we want to," is the sound of two women reclaiming the room. The office for a few precious minutes ceases to be a place of employment and becomes a temporary parlor. The ledger is forgotten. Page 44 loses its urgency. What remains is the ancient and reliable pleasure of shared talk. We recognize in this sequence how carefully the series constructs the relationship between Lucy and her employer. Mooney is never merely the comic foil. He is the embodiment of a certain mid-1960s masculine order, precise rule bound, faintly exhausted by the disorder that femininity in the show's comic logic continually introduces. Yet the exhaustion is never pure irritation. There is a buried fondness in the way he allows Lucy's interruptions. A reluctant acknowledgement that the office would be a poorer place without her particular brand of chaos. When he leaves the room so that the two women may gossip freely, the gesture is both surrender and gift. He understands perhaps better than he would ever admit that Lucy requires these moments of unstructured connection in order to remain functional within the structured world he represents. The physical staging of the scene rewards close attention. Lucy's body language shifts the moment Mooney departs. The slight tension that accompanies her professional performance dissolves. She becomes larger, looser, more expansive. The magazine is shared, the coffee is contemplated, the old stories begin to surface. We feel the relief that both women experience in the sudden absence of male supervision. The office, which only moments earlier had been a site of ledger and hierarchy, is transformed into a space of female continuity. The gossip that follows concerning Helen and Joe Walton's son, the long hair, the guitar, the watch worn as an earring, will propel the narrative outward into the Sunset Strip, yet its roots are here in this brief interval of reclaimed privacy. Lucille Ball's performance in these quiet office moments is often undervalued beside the more spectacular physical set pieces, yet it is equally precise. The way she handles the magazine, the way she glances toward the door after Mooney's exit, the way her voice drops into the confidential register of long friendship, all of it is calibrated to convey both the pleasure of the reunion and the constant low-level negotiation required to maintain her place in the working world. Gale Gordon matches her with a performance of monumental restraint. His Mooney does not explode, he contracts. The shoulders draw inward, the voice becomes even more precisely clipped, the eyes register each new disruption with the weary calculation of a man counting the minutes until he can escape to the relative safety of his car. The cultural context of the mid-1960s office is everywhere present, even when unspoken. This is a world in which a woman may hold a secretarial position, yet the assumption remains that her primary emotional life exists elsewhere, in friendship, in marriage, in the private sphere that the office merely interrupts. Lucy's insistence on bringing Vivian into that space is therefore a small act of resistance. She refuses to keep the two halves of her life entirely separate. The friend must be welcomed into the workplace must temporarily accommodate the friend. The resulting tension is comic, yet it is also quietly radical within the gendered logic of the era. Lucy is not demanding a revolution, she is simply refusing to leave her humanity at the door. By the time the two women settle into their coffee and their gossip, the office has been thoroughly claimed. Mr. Mooney's ledger lies forgotten. The important work of the day has been postponed. What remains is the deeper work of friendship, the exchange of news, the assessment of marriages, the shared speculation about the next generation. We sit with them in that temporary parlor, aware that the peace is fragile, that the outside world, with its long-haired college students and its electric typewriters and its mysterious employment agencies, is already pressing against the door. Yet for these few minutes the door remains closed and the room belongs to Lucy and Vivian, and the quiet gravity of Mr. Mooney has been for the moment successfully set aside. The sequence is brief in terms of pure plot advancement, yet it is essential to the emotional architecture of the composite. It establishes that Lucy's schemes and improvisations do not arise from pure whim. They arise from a profound need to keep the people she loves inside the circle of her daily life. The office is not merely the place where she earns her living, it is one more stage upon which she attempts to stage manage connection. Mr. Mooney, with his ledger and his precise diction and his strategic retreats to the parking lot, is both obstacle and witness to that attempt. Their relationship in all its comic friction becomes a character study in the negotiation between order and affection, between professional expectation and human need. We leave the scene with the taste of that negotiation still on the tongue, knowing that the gossip now beginning will lead them far from the relative safety of page 44, yet also knowing that they will return as they always do to the complicated shelter of this room and this reluctant enduring partnership. The moment Mr. Mooney's car door closes somewhere beyond the office window, the temperature of the room changes. What had been a workplace under careful supervision becomes almost instantly a private chamber of female intelligence. Lucy and Vivian settle into the kind of talk that has always been their true medium, the slow circling, affectionate excavation of other people's lives. Tell me about everybody, Lucy says, and the invitation is less a request for news than a ritual opening. Vivian, still carrying the slight glow of California air and marital novelty, reaches back toward the beauty parlor in the old hometown and begins to draw out the threads. When I was in the beauty parlor, I heard something about Helen and Joe Walton's son. You mean little Irby Walton? Yeah, you remember him. Certainly, I was at his high school graduation. The names arrive with the specific gravity of shared geography. These are not abstract characters, they are people whose graduation ceremonies Lucy attended, whose mothers still sit under the same dryers, whose ordinary destinies have suddenly taken a turn that requires explanation. The information itself is delivered in careful stages, each one more alarming than the last. Irby has gone to college in California. He spends his time on the Sunset Strip. He looks very unusual. The details accumulate with the relentless precision of beauty parlor testimony: hair down to the shoulders, a guitar hanging around the neck, a watch worn in the ear like an earring. Lucy's reaction moves through the familiar stations of disbelief, concern, and mounting determination. Well, never mind that. Tell me why he looks unusual. I just told you he's got hair down to here and he wears a watch in his ear like an earring. The repetition is not failure of listening. It is the mind trying to absorb a transformation that violates every category it knows. On the Sunset Strip, Vivian observes everybody looks like that. The remark is offered as reassurance, yet it only deepens Lucy's sense of emergency. What is normal in this new California is precisely what would devastate Helen Walton if the news ever traveled home. We feel in Lucy's rising urgency the full force of an instinct that has always governed her: the need to protect the past from the present's more chaotic inventions. Irby Walton is not simply a boy with long hair, he is a living link to a world of high school graduations, of mothers who still measure their children's success by conventional markers, of a community that has not yet learned to absorb the visual language of the emerging counterculture. Lucy's decision to intervene is therefore not meddling in the abstract. It is an act of loyalty to the version of Herbie that still exists in the collective memory of the beauty parlor. Well, maybe we better get up on that Sunset Strip and straighten out little Irby before his folks hear about him. The sentence is pure Lucy Carmichael, practical, immediate, and entirely confident that two middle-aged women from the old neighborhood can still exert moral authority over a young man who has chosen the Strip as his stage. Vivian's resistance is equally characteristic. Oh, now Lucy, there's nothing we can do. What do you mean there's nothing we can do? We can try to talk to him. Oh, his generation lives in a cookie little world all their own. They don't want to talk to us. The exchange maps the classic tension between Lucy's activism and Vivian's realism. Vivian has already begun to accept the new geography of youth. Lucy has not. Vivian sees a generation sealed inside its own language and style. Lucy sees a boy who can still be reached if one is willing to cross the border and speak, however imperfectly, in his tongue. The disagreement is affectionate, yet it is also profound. It reveals two different ways of loving the past, one that seeks to preserve it by direct action and one that seeks to preserve it by accepting that some transformations cannot be reversed. Lucy's counter-argument is the hinge on which the entire sequence turns. Well, maybe he would talk to us if he sees us up there on the Sunset Strip and he thinks that we're his own kind. The proposal is both comic and strangely tender. Lucy is willing to costume herself in the visual markers of a culture she does not understand in order to gain an audience with a boy she still thinks of as little Irby. The willingness is not cynical, it is strategic affection. She will become temporarily one of them so that the conversation can take place at all. Vivian's final objection: now Lucy, we're outsiders. He wouldn't talk to us. Besides, I didn't come here to butt into anybody's business. I came here to see the sights, is met with the kind of cheerful steamrolling at which Lucy has always excelled. Well, then you got nothing to worry about. You're gonna see the Sunset Strip, and believe me girl, that's a sight. The sights in Lucy's moral universe are secondary. The primary project is the rescue of a hometown boy from the consequences of looking unusual. The decision to go is therefore less a plot point than a character revelation. Lucy cannot leave the past undefended. The same woman who insisted on standing at the foot of the airplane stairs now insists on walking into the heart of the counterculture because a boy from the old neighborhood has grown his hair too long. The continuity is absolute. Friendship in her understanding includes the children of friends. Community includes the obligation to intervene when one of its members appears to be drifting beyond recognition. The fact that the intervention will require her to adopt the slang, the posture, and the studied indifference of the strip only heightens the comic nobility of the enterprise. She will risk looking ridiculous in order to keep Irby Walton from becoming permanently ridiculous in the eyes of the people who still measure him by the standards of the beauty parlor. As the two women prepare to leave the relative safety of the office, the cultural moment of the mid-1960s presses in from every side. The Sunset Strip is no longer merely a street. It is a symbol of the widening gap between the generations, between the visual codes of respectability and the visual codes of rebellion. Long hair on a young man is not yet the ubiquitous fashion it will become. It is still a statement that can scandalize a mother who has never left the orbit of the local beauty shop. A guitar worn as an accessory rather than a professional tool carries the same charge. A watch used as an earring is almost an act of open defiance against the entire system of masculine presentation that Lucy's generation still largely accepts. When Lucy decides to enter that world, she is not simply chasing a plot, she is stepping across a fault line that is just beginning to crack the surface of American middle-class life. The conversation that seals the decision is rich with the particular music of the series at its best. Lucy's voice rises with each new detail. Vivian's remains the voice of caution and reluctant participation. The humor never undercuts the underlying seriousness of Lucy's concern. She is genuinely worried that Helen Walton will one day hear what has become of her son, and the worry is enough to launch an entire evening's worth of improvisation. We recognize in that worry the same protective instinct that will later send Lucy into a chimpanzee nursery, a jail cell, and a living room boxing gym. The objects of her protection change, the instinct does not. She is a woman who cannot bear to leave any part of her extended emotional world undefended, even when the defense requires her to speak a language she only half understands and to wear a costume that makes her feel, in her own words, just as ridiculous as the people she has come to correct. By the time the two women step out of the office and toward the strip, the emotional terms of the coming adventure have been fully established. They are not tourists, although Vivian would prefer to be. They are not anthropologists, although the evening will force them into a kind of field research. They are emissaries from a vanishing order of small-town continuity, armed with nothing but outdated moral authority and a willingness to look foolish in the service of a boy who may not even want to be rescued. The beauty parlor gossip has done its ancient work. It has transformed private information into public obligation. Lucy has heard the news, and therefore, Lucy must act. The Sunset Strip waits, already glowing with the strange new light of a culture that does not know it is about to be invaded by two women who still measure the world by the standards of high school graduations and carefully maintained hair. We follow them out the door with the mixture of apprehension and delight that the series has always inspired. We know that the encounter will be comic. We also know that beneath the comedy lies a perfectly serious question about what happens when the past tries to speak to the present in a language the present has already begun to forget. Lucy's answer to that question is characteristically physical and characteristically hopeful. She will go there herself. She will try to belong for as long as it takes to deliver the message, and she will trust that somewhere inside the long hair and the guitar and the watch worn as an earring, there is still a boy who remembers the world she has come to represent. The decision is reckless, tender, and entirely hers. The strip, with all its unknown rituals and its studied indifference, is about to meet Lucy Carmichael, and neither side will remain entirely unchanged. The Sunset Strip in the mid-1960s does not merely exist as a location. It asserts itself as a complete sensory argument against everything Lucy Carmichael has ever trusted. The moment the two women step into its orbit, the air itself seems to thicken with unfamiliar signals: the low growl of motorcycles, the deliberate slowness of young bodies that have decided ordinary posture as a form of surrender, the visual static of hair that refuses the old grammar of neatness. Lucy's first recorded reaction is pure unfiltered appraisal. I didn't realize they'd be this far out. Oh boy, did you see that cook with his beard and curlers? Yeah. How about that character with the bare feet and the braided toes? The language is still the language of the beauty parlor and the bank office. The objects under observation have already left that language behind. Vivian's quieter dismay, I think I look just as ridiculous. I don't see why I let you talk me into this as the voice of a woman who has agreed to the expedition without ever fully consenting to the costuming it will require. Lucy's answer is characteristically practical and characteristically blind to the deeper absurdity. Because we want to find Irby Walton, don't we? Maybe one of those weirdos knows where we could find Irby. But remember, they don't trust outsiders. Let's act like we're one of them. The decision to perform belonging is the emotional and comic engine of the entire sequence. Lucy does not simply observe the counterculture. She attempts to infiltrate it by imitating its surface codes with the same earnest concentration she once brought to office ledgers and airplane gate negotiations. The first exchange with the young people on the street is a master class in failed fluency. Hi, what's your name? Hi, what's your name? Hi, oh hi, I'm 5. I'm Luce. That's short for Lucy. The invented name is pure Lucy logic, a comic reduction of her own identity that somehow still contains the original. First time you two chicks making a scene. Yeah. You belong to some cycle outfit. Yeah. Which one, the Cobras, or the Shocks? The Bloomer Girls. The Bloomer Girls, I never heard of them. It's an undercover outfit. The creation of the Bloomer Girls on the spot is one of those small miracles of improvisation that define Lucille Ball's work. There is no hesitation, no visible search for the joke. The name arrives fully formed, carrying with it an entire imaginary history of subversive femininity that somehow manages to sound both ridiculous and vaguely plausible inside the logic of the strip. The motorcycle sequence that follows elevates the comedy of attempted belonging into pure physical negotiation. A young man objects to Vivian's foot resting on his machine. Excuse me, miss, would you please get your foot off my motorcycle? Lucy's response is an immediate dive into the new vernacular. Ah, cool it, bud. Cool it. Don't jabber me. Don't jabber me. Get your foot off my motorcycle. Cool it, man, cool it. The repetition of cool it and don't jabber is both imitation and invention. Lucy is trying to speak the language, yet the urgency with which she deploys it betrays the older emotional tempo she cannot quite abandon. When the young man threatens to call the fuzz, Lucy's translation, I mean I'll call the police, is a tiny crack in the performance through which the real Lucy briefly appears. The subsequent warning, don't blow your stack, pussycat, is delivered with the confident rhythm of someone who has decided that if she is going to play this part, she will play it at full volume. Vivian's rising panic, oh Lucy, I'm gonna get out of here. I wanna go home, is met with the same steamrolling affection that launched the entire expedition. No, wait a minute. We wanna find Irby Walton, don't we? The decision to enter the Hairy Ape is the point at which performance becomes total commitment. The club's exterior already announces that ordinary rules of observation will not apply. Lucy's attempt to negotiate simple spectatorship is rejected with doctrinal clarity. Is it all right if we sit and watch? Sit and watch? What are you, some kind of squares? What do you mean, squares? Nobody comes to the Hairy Ape to sit and watch. Either you swing with the in-group or you're out. The challenge is existential inside the club's logic, and Lucy meets it with another rapid invention. All right, man, cool it. We swing pretty good. The claim is absurd on its face, the delivery is absolute. Once inside, the two women are forced to continue the performance at closer range. The absence of menus is explained with the same deadpan finality. We don't have menus. If you don't see it on the tablecloth, we ain't got it. Lucy's request for coffee is translated by the waiter into toe muddy splashes, and the translation itself becomes another small test of whether the newcomers can accept the club's private language without flinching. The invitation to dance pushes the performance to its most precarious edge. Hey you chicks, do the arrow. The arrow, yeah. No, we don't do the arrow. How about the rooster? The rooster. No, no. We just made this scene. We don't know any California dances. What kind of dancing do you do? Well, I can do the lighthouse. The lighthouse, ah. Hey, that's good. What do you do? I can do the chipmunk. The chipmunk, yeah. The invented dances are pure, ball improvisation, each one offered with the straight-faced confidence of a woman who has decided that the only way to survive the evening is to keep manufacturing credentials. The lighthouse and the chipmunk do not need to exist, they only need to sound as if they might exist inside the fluid mythology of the strip. When the young man declares the invention's really cool, the victory is temporary and fragile, yet it is enough to keep the performance alive for a few more minutes. What makes the sequence more than pure sketch comedy is the emotional undercurrent that never quite disappears beneath the slang and the posturing. Lucy is not on the strip for the pleasure of disguise. She is there because a boy from the old neighborhood has become visually unrecognizable to the people who still love him in the old way. Every cool it and every invented dance name is a tool in the service of that original protective instinct. The comedy arises from the gap between the tool and the hand that wields it. Lucy's body has been trained for decades in the physical grammar of middle-class femininity and workplace competence. It does not naturally inhabit the loose, deliberate stillness of the counterculture. When she attempts the new postures, the old energy keeps leaking through. The result is a kind of double exposure. We see both the performance and the performer, both the attempted belonging and the irreducible loosiness that makes true belonging impossible. The cultural moment is captured with remarkable precision. The mid-1960s strip is still early enough in its transformation that two women from Lucy's generation can walk into it and register as genuine outsiders rather than as nostalgic tourists. Long hair on young men, bare feet, motorcycles as identity markers, the deliberate rejection of ordinary customer etiquette, all of these signals still carry the charge of novelty and mild threat. Lucy's willingness to imitate them is therefore not the easy irony of a later decade. It is a genuine crossing of a border that has only recently become visible. The fact that she crosses it in order to retrieve a boy named Irby Walden only deepens the comedy and the pathos. She is using the new culture's own tools to try to extract someone from its influence, and the contradiction is never resolved because it cannot be. The performance is both sincere and doomed, both strategic and absurd. Vivian's presence in the sequence functions as the necessary counterweight. Where Lucy throws herself into the vernacular with almost reckless commitment, Vivian remains the voice of residual dignity and rising alarm. Her repeated desire to leave is not cowardice. It is the sound of a woman who can feel the cost of the disguise more clearly than her friend. Yet she stays, and in staying, she completes the classic partnership. Lucy supplies the momentum and the improvisation. Vivian supplies the conscience and the eventual exit strategy. Together, they create a portable version of the old community that can, however, briefly operate on enemy ground. By the time the two women have secured their muddy splashes and survived the first round of dance challenges, the performance has achieved a kind of unstable success. They have not become invisible, but they have become legible enough to remain. The strip has accepted their counterfeit credentials for the moment, and that moment is all Lucy needs. Somewhere in the noise and the smoke and the deliberate strangeness, Herbie Walton is still circulating, still wearing his watch as an earring, still answering to the name Itchy. The comedy of trying to belong has bought them the right to keep looking. The deeper question whether belonging of any kind is still possible between the world they represent and the world they have entered remains suspended in the air like the unfinished notes of an invented dance called the chipmunk. We watch them settle into their chairs with the mixture of admiration and protective dread that Lucy Carmichael has always inspired. She has once again refused to remain safely outside the circle of someone else's danger. She has walked into the circle wearing a homemade mask, and the mask for the time being is holding. Inside the hairy ape, the air is thicker, the light lower, the rules of ordinary conversation suspended in favor of a private dialect that treats enthusiasm as currency and sincerity as a potential liability. Lucy and Vivian have secured their muddy splashes and survived the first challenges to their counterfeit credentials. Now the club itself begins to generate its own entertainment. The announcement arrives with the casual authority of a world that invents its hierarchy moment by moment. All right, we got a little impromptu entertainment. Got a new cat that wants to try his wings here at the Hairy Ape. Itchy Walton. He'll accompany himself on his own gitbox. The name lands on Lucy's ear with the force of recognition delayed only by the costume. Isn't that awful? Look at that hair. And his father a barber. No wonder he's itchy. The joke is pure hometown logic, a last attempt to read the boy through the categories of the beauty parlor and the barber shop, yet the categories are already failing. The young man who steps into the light is both Herbie Walton and someone the old categories can no longer fully contain. What follows is one of the most precisely calibrated sequences of comic and cultural collision in the entire composite. Itchy begins to sing his own composition, Lament to a Small Town, and the lyric unfolds like a carefully written declaration of independence from everything Lucy has come to defend. I come from a small town with grass roots, blue serge suits, and turkey shoots. It's Squaresville, man, like New Moon Hay, or Groundhog's Day or Friday night at the PTA. Yeah, the dialogue's dull as dull can be. They say things like long time no see, or howdy, neighbor golly gee. Yeah, or a village fool when he blows his cool will come on with a by Jiminy. The song is both satire and self-mythologizing. It reduces the entire moral and social architecture of the old hometown to a collection of tired phrases and compulsory gatherings, then celebrates the singer's early escape. Well, I split these scenes before my teens. Had to take my leave on Christmas Eve 'cause I sealed Santa up in the chimney. I could hear him shout that he wanted out as I grabbed his sleigh for my getaway. On hipster, on swinger, on playboy, on bunny. Let's get to the city and go for the money. Merry Christmas. The performance is received by the club with the obligatory declarations of approval. Isn't that the worst thing you ever heard, man? It'll probably sell 1 million copies. Oh, Itchy, that was groovy, man. Groovy. Lucy's reaction operates on an entirely different frequency. She has come to rescue a boy, she has instead been given a polished rejection of the world that produced him. The tension between those two realities is what gives the scene its particular charge. When she and Vivian approach the singer afterward, the conversation begins in the borrowed vernacular and then under the pressure of genuine recognition begins to crack. You cat, we'd like to buy you a splash. Yeah, sit down. Have a splash with us, Itchy. Yeah, groovy. You really come from a small town. You better believe it, a place called Danville. Real Dullville. The place name is close enough to the real one to function as both disguise and confession. Lucy's next questions are pure protective instinct translated into the new language. And when did you make up your mind to leave there? Well, a while ago. And I came out here with all these cats, and I dug all this swingin' action. Well, don't you miss your parents or ever think about them? Well, you know they're okay, but that mom and dad scene is really a drag. The phrase mom and dad scene is the precise point at which Lucy's patience with the costume expires. That's a drag. Not that they should be stamped out or anything, you know, but that Maggie and Jig's action is pretty hard to take. Maggie and Jig. Herbie Walton. You ought to be ashamed of yourself talking about your parents like that. The real name spoken aloud in the middle of the Hairy Ape is an act of reclamation. It pulls the boy out of the myth he has been performing and back into the web of ordinary accountability. The subsequent identification is swift and complete. Herbie Walton, yes. How do you know me? I'm Mrs. Bunsen. Mrs. Bunsen from Danfield, yes. And this is Mrs. Carmichael. Maybe you remember her, she used to live there in Doylestown. The old geography reasserts itself inside the new one. For a moment, the club's private language is forced to make room for the public language of hometown and high school graduation. Herbie's defense is the second major revelation of the sequence, and it is the one that fully breaks the costume. Well, now, Mrs. Carmichael, I was just putting you on. What do you mean by that? Well, I thought you were like all the rest of these characters and I didn't want anybody to get wise to me. Get wise to you? Wise to you about what? The hair and all this jazz. You don't really think I turned out to be one of these cooks? Well then what are you doing here like that? I'm just getting some material that I need for a thesis. A thesis, yes. For my psychology class. The explanation reorders everything that has preceded it. The long hair as a wig. The watch worn as an earring as a prop. The song that seemed to reject the small town as fieldwork. Irby Walton has not abandoned the old world. He has been studying the new one in order to write about it. The relief that floods Lucy and Vivian is immediate and physical. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, believe me, I can't wait to take this wig off. It's a wig. Well, are we glad to hear that? The comic elegance of the reveal lies in its perfect inversion of expectations. Lucy came to the strip to rescue a boy from the counterculture. She discovers that the boy has been using the counterculture as research material while remaining beneath the wig essentially intact. The performance she has been watching is not a conversion but a costume, and the costume is about to be removed. Yet the sequence refuses to become simple reassurance. Even as Irby explains the thesis, the club continues around them, still speaking its private language, still enforcing its rules of swinging or being out. The older women have succeeded in their mission, yet they remain visibly foreign inside the space that made the mission necessary. The wig can come off. The larger cultural shift that made the wig useful cannot be so easily removed. The final interruption arrives in the form of institutional authority that neither the club nor the visiting women can negotiate away. Hey, wait. You two here. Come on, you two. This way, the wagon's waiting outside. Well, what's the rush? The curfew law. The curfew. Now you kids know the rules. Everybody under 18 has to be in by 10 o'clock. Under 18, oh. The officer's mistake is pure comic grace. Lucy and Vivian, who have spent the evening trying to pass as members of the youth culture, are now officially classified as part of it for the purposes of the curfew. Vivian's quick decision to accept the misidentification. Now listen, officer. Ah, Vivian. Vivian, let's not argue with a nice officer. I hope Mumsy and Daddy aren't too upset by this. Is both self-preservation and a final ironic success of the performance. They have belonged convincingly enough to be arrested for it. The sequence inside the hairy ape therefore completes the arc that began with beauty parlor gossip. Lucy's protective instinct has carried her into the heart of the new culture, forced her to speak its language and invent its dances, and finally delivered her to the boy she came to save. The boy, it turns out, did not need saving in the way she imagined. He needed only to be recognized beneath the costume he had chosen for academic reasons. The recognition occurs, the wig is acknowledged, the thesis is explained, and then the larger machinery of the evening curfew, police, the sudden reassertion of ordinary civic rules, sweeps them all back toward the world they temporarily left. What remains is the memory of a song that seemed to reject the past and a conversation that quietly reclaimed it. The costume has been broken by the truth it was designed to conceal, and Lucy Carmichael, who has never trusted costumes that stay on too long, leaves the club having once again turned an improbable improvisation into a form of care. We exit with them into the night air, aware that the strip will continue its own inventions long after these particular visitors have returned to their ordinary schedules. The hairy ape will host other singers, other theses, other young men trying on identities. Yet, for one evening, the old world walked into the new one, wearing a homemade mask, spoke the new language with an unmistakable accent, and managed to locate beneath the hair and the guitar and the carefully written lament the same boy who once graduated from the high school, whose rituals the song had mocked. The comedy is exquisite. The tenderness is real. The costume, having served its purpose, can finally come off. The evening at the hairy ape has reached that delicate point at which improvisation still feels like success, and the borrowed vernacular has not yet collapsed under its own weight. Irby Walton's thesis has been revealed, the wig has been acknowledged, the protective mission has been declared complete, and Lucy and Vivian are preparing to exit the club with the quiet satisfaction of women who have once again turned chaos into a form of care. It is precisely at this moment of provisional triumph that the larger machinery of civic order asserts itself. The interruption arrives without fanfare, yet it carries the full force of an authority that does not recognize the evening's private negotiations. Hey, wait. You two here. Come on, you two. This way, the wagon's waiting outside. The voice is official, unimpressed and entirely indifferent to the complicated emotional transaction that has just taken place beneath the club's low lights. Lucy's first response is pure residual performance. Well, what's the rush? The question still carries a trace of the cool indifference she has been practicing all evening, yet the officer's answer immediately dissolves the remaining costume. The curfew law. The curfew. Now you kids know the rules. Everybody under 18 has to be in by 10 o'clock. The classification is both comic and strangely logical inside the night's accumulated disguises. Lucy and Vivian have spent hours trying to pass as members of the youth culture. Now the youth culture's own legal boundary has claimed them. The officer does not see two middle-aged women who have temporarily borrowed a set of surface codes. He sees two more bodies that fall under the curfew's bright line. The mistake is perfect. It completes the performance by taking it more seriously than its performers ever intended. Vivian's reaction is the first clear signal that the game is over. Under 18-0. Now listen, officer. Ah, Vivian. Vivian, let's not argue with a nice officer. I hope Mumsy and Daddy aren't too upset by this. The decision to accept the misidentification rather than correct it is pure strategic surrender. Vivian has always been the partner who knows when the cost of continuing the improvisation has exceeded its value. By leaning into the officer's error, she converts a potential confrontation into a manageable exit. The reference to Mumsy and Daddy is both comic and oddly tender. It keeps the performance alive for one final beat while simultaneously signaling that the two women are prepared to be removed from the scene on the authorities' terms. Lucy's silence in this moment is itself a form of consent. The woman who only minutes earlier had been inventing dance names and correcting Herbie's manners now allows herself to be shepherded toward the waiting wagon without further invention. The physical transition from the interior of the hairy ape to the street is charged with the particular comedy of deflation. Inside the club, the air had been thick with self-conscious style and private language. Outside, the ordinary rules of the city reassert themselves with the arrival of the police vehicle. The same bodies that had been attempting to swing with the in-group are now being treated as juveniles who have stayed out past the legal hour. The irony is exquisite and entirely unforced. Lucy's long campaign to belong convincingly enough to locate Herbie Walton has succeeded so well that the city itself has accepted the disguise and applied its juvenile regulations accordingly. The costume has not been removed by the wearers, it has been confiscated by the state. What makes the sequence more than a simple punchline is the way it crystallizes the larger cultural collision the entire strip adventure has been staging. The mid-1960s curfew laws were themselves a form of generational border control, an attempt by the adult civic order to set temporal limits on the new youth culture's claim to the night. When those laws are applied to Lucy and Vivian, the application is literally mistaken yet symbolically precise. The two women have crossed into a territory whose rules they only half understand. The territory's official guardians have responded by treating them as native to it. The result is a perfect comic short circuit. Authority and play collide, and both are slightly altered by the impact. The officer continues to see two kids who need to be taken home. The two women continue to see an evening that has escaped their original design. Between those two perceptions, the night ends. The brief exchange as they are led away contains one of the script's quietest and most revealing lines. Vivian's hope that Mumsy and Daddy aren't too upset by this is delivered with the light irony of a woman who has never had to worry about parental curfews in decades. Yet the words still carry a faint echo of actual childhood. For a moment, the performance loops all the way back to genuine girlhood, to a time when being caught out late actually mattered in the way the officer believes it matters now. The loop is fleeting, yet it deepens the comedy. Lucy and Vivian are not merely pretending to be young. They are briefly re-inhabiting a vulnerability they left behind long ago, and the re-inhabitation is involuntary, imposed by an authority that cannot see the years on their faces. The wagon itself becomes a final stage for the evening's themes. Inside its confined space, the last remnants of the borrowed vernacular fall away. There is no further need to say "cool it," or to invent undercover motorcycle clubs. The city has reclaimed them, and with that reclamation comes the return of their ordinary identities. The woman who had been loose for an evening is once again Lucy Carmichael. The woman who had played along with the chipmunk in the lighthouse is once again Vivian Bunsen. The transformation is not tragic, it is simply complete. The play has collided with authority, and authority, as it so often does in the series, has proven both denser and less imaginative than the play it interrupts. We feel watching the two women disappear into the official vehicle, the particular mixture of relief and mild regret that the best Lucy adventures always leave behind. The mission has been accomplished. Herbie Walton is safe, or at least explained. The wig has been acknowledged. The thesis has been declared, yet the method of accomplishment has required Lucy to stretch her identity further than usual, and the stretching has been met not with applause but with a curfew citation. The night's final joke is that the most successful performance of belonging is the one that gets you sent home early by the police. Lucy has once again proven that she can enter almost any world if the entrance serves a protective purpose. The world in turn has proven that it retains the power to end the visit on its own schedule. The sequence also quietly underscores the limits of Lucy's improvisational power. Throughout the evening, she has manufactured names, dances, and credentials with astonishing speed. She has negotiated motorcycles' menus that do not exist in the delicate social hierarchy of the hairy ape. None of those inventions can negotiate a curfew. The law does not care about the bloomer girls or the chipmunk. It cares about the hour and the apparent age of the bodies in front of it. When play meets that particular form of authority, play loses. The loss is comic rather than crushing, yet it is absolute. The wagon door closes, and the strip continues its night without them. In the larger architecture of the composite script, the curfew sequence functions as a necessary punctuation. The long improvisation that began with beauty parlor gossip and traveled through invented slang and academic wigs has reached its natural limit. The protective instinct has completed its work, the city has completed its own. What remains is the return to ordinary time, ordinary identities. And the ordinary office where an electric typewriter is already waiting to become the next site of Lucy's negotiations with a changing world. The night on the Sunset Strip ends not with a triumphant exit but with an official escort, and the official escort, in its perfect indifference to the evening's private meanings, becomes the final and most elegant joke of all. We watch the wagon pull away with the same affectionate exasperation that Mr. Mooney has perfected over years of similar exits. Lucy has once again found a way to turn concern into spectacle and spectacle into a strange form of success. The success this time includes being mistaken for a minor and removed from the premises before the curfew can be further violated. The comedy is complete, the tenderness remains. The play has collided with authority, and both participants, in their different ways, have survived the impact. The strip will still be there tomorrow, still generating its own languages and its own disguises. Lucy Carmichael will be back in the world of ledgers and typewriters and the quiet gravity of Mr. Mooney, carrying with her the memory of a night when she belonged convincingly enough to be sent home early. The memory, like all of her best memories, will be equal parts triumph and ridiculousness, and she will hold both parts with the same stubborn, generous hands. The return to Mr. Mooney's office after the curfew wagon and the long night on the Sunset Strip feels at first like a restoration of ordinary scale. The fluorescent lights are the same. The ledgers wait in their familiar stacks. The air still carries the faint institutional smell of paper and ink and carefully maintained authority. Yet, nothing is quite the same. Because Lucy Carmichael has spent the intervening hours performing an entire counterculture in order to locate a boy in a wig, and the body that now sits down at the secretarial desk still carries the residual electricity of that performance. It is into this slightly altered atmosphere that Mr. Mooney introduces the evening's true antagonist, the brand new electric typewriter. The machine is presented with the solemnity of a technological advancement that will in theory make everyone's life easier. Well, you shouldn't have. It's a brand new electric typewriter. A child could run it. Mooney's confidence is absolute, and as usual misplaced. Lucy's reply is pure comic resistance wrapped in the language of historical inadequacy. Well, I bet Tom Edison himself couldn't work this one. The invocation of Edison is not random. It places the typewriter inside a lineage of inventions that once seemed miraculous and now simply demand mastery. Lucy is not refusing progress in the abstract. She is refusing the particular form of progress that arrives without consultation and immediately begins to measure her competence against its own silent standards. The lesson that follows is one of the purest distillations of the Lucy-Mooney relationship the composite script has to offer. Mooney approaches the instruction with the patient clarity of a man who believes that any problem can be solved if the steps are enumerated slowly enough. Well now, did you put the paper in properly? Of course. Did you hit the keys properly? Yes, I did. Did you plug it in properly? The final question lands like a small detonation. Lucy's realization, oh, plug it in. Oh, you must think I'm a perfect idiot, is both genuine embarrassment and preemptive defense. Mooney's response is one of the great dry lines in the entire series: nobody's perfect. But you'll do until the real thing comes along. The insult is so elegantly constructed that it almost sounds like affection. In the economy of their relationship, it functions as both. What elevates the sequence beyond simple workplace comedy is the way the typewriter becomes a stage for larger questions of value obsolescence and the gendered distribution of technological anxiety in the mid-1960s. The electric typewriter is not merely a faster machine. It is a symbol of the office's slow migration toward systems that require less human idiosyncrasy and more standardized competence. Lucy's struggle with it is therefore never only about a power cord. It is about the quiet terror of being replaced by something that does not need coffee breaks, does not bring friends to the office, and does not invent motorcycle clubs named the Bloomer Girls when the situation requires it. When she finally plugs the machine in and discovers that the outlet has a short circuit, the triumph is temporary and deeply satisfying. That's what I tried to tell you. That outlet has a short circuit. For one brief moment, the machine's failure is not her failure. The universe has sided with her resistance. Mooney's determination to continue the lesson regardless of the short circuit is pure character. He will not allow a mere electrical fault to interrupt the larger project of bringing Lucy into technological modernity. Now, if you don't mind, Mr. Mooney, we plug this into that thusly. The physical business of the demonstration, the careful insertion of the plug, the explanatory gestures. The repeated insistence on the relationship between electricity and function is staged with the precision of a man who has decided that if he can just make the steps clear enough, the student will finally understand. Lucy's eventual success with the machine produces one of the script's most double-edged exchanges. Gee, Mr. Mooney, this machine is wonderful. You know, it practically types by itself. I'll bet someday they invent a typewriter that does type by itself, and then you wouldn't need me. Mooney's reply is instantaneous and lethal. May I live to see the day. The line is delivered without raised voice or visible anger, yet it carries the full weight of years of accumulated exasperation. Lucy's hurt response, "Well, I don't think that was a very nice thing for you to say," is equally characteristic. She has offered a joke about her own eventual obsolescence and has been met with an agreement so fervent it becomes an insult. The subsequent argument escalates with the familiar rhythm of their best confrontations. Lucy defends her competence by pointing to the fact that she was chosen from the secretarial pool. Mooney undercuts the defense with brutal simplicity. "Picked you. You were the only one left." Lucy's counter is pure self-respect wrapped in comic bravado. "You know you're lucky you got me. Good help is very hard to find these days." Mooney's final thrust, "I know. I'm still looking," is the sound of a man who has decided that the evening's reserves of patience have been exhausted. What follows is one of the most revealing turns in the entire composite. Lucy, wounded and newly determined to prove her value outside the narrow confines of Mooney's judgment, proposes that they consult the help wanted section of the newspaper. The suggestion is both practical and deeply emotional. She will not simply accept the verdict that she is replaceable. She will test the open market and discover what the world is prepared to offer a woman of her particular combination of skills and deficits. Mooney, perhaps sensing that the argument has moved into territory more dangerous than ordinary banter, attempts to participate by reading the advertisements aloud. The first position he selects is a masterpiece of impossible requirements: a college graduate with a master's degree in psychology, a thorough background in calculus. trigonometry, and mathematical analysis, fluency in 6 languages, and expertise in operating a digital computer. Lucy's response is pure defensive comedy. What's their phone number? You're going to apply for the job? No, I'm gonna call them and tell them not to count on me. The exchange continues with Mooney offering additional positions that Lucy is transparently unqualified for until she asserts the right to select her own future. Mr. Mooney, if you don't mind, I'd prefer to select my own new job. The line is small, yet it carries a quiet declaration of autonomy. Lucy will not remain the passive object of Mooney's assessments. She will become the agent of her own next chapter. The advertisement that finally captures her attention is the one for the Unique Employment Agency, an organization that specializes in odd positions for odd people. The slogan is irresistible. "Oh, that's you all right," Mooney observes, and for once the insult and the truth are close enough to be almost indistinguishable. Lucy's decision to leave immediately, "Never mind, I'm going right down and see them," is the sound of a woman who has decided that the office's particular form of technological humiliation has reached its limit for the evening. The entire typewriter sequence, viewed in the larger arc of the composite, functions as a necessary recalibration after the high improvisation of the Sunset Strip. On the strip, Lucy had been free to invent identities, languages, and entire motorcycle clubs. In the office, she is confronted with a machine that refuses invention and demands only correct procedure. The contrast is deliberate and deeply revealing. Lucy's genius has always lived in the gap between official systems and human need. The electric typewriter represents an official system that is beginning to close that gap by making the human element more standardized and therefore more replaceable. Her resistance to the machine is therefore not simple technophobia. It is a defense of the very quality that makes her irreplaceable in the moral economy of the series, the capacity to turn any situation into a site of connection, improvisation, and stubborn care. Lucille Ball's physical performance throughout the sequence is a study in controlled frustration. The way she handles the paper, the way her shoulders rise when the machine fails to respond, the precise comic timing of the moment she realizes the plug has not been inserted, all of it is calibrated to convey both genuine incompetence and a deeper, more dignified refusal to be reduced to competence. Alone, Gail Gordon matches her with a performance of monumental rout, almost architectural patience that slowly erodes into open exasperation. Their shared scenes have always depended on this precise imbalance. Mooney's belief that the world can be made orderly if one simply insists hard enough, and Lucy's equally powerful belief that the world remains interesting only when order is continually interrupted by human mess. The cultural context of the mid-1960s office is everywhere present. Electric typewriters were still new enough to feel like emblems of progress, yet already common enough to begin reshaping the daily experience of secretarial labor. The anxiety they produced was real, particularly for workers whose value had always included a certain amount of personal idiosyncrasy and relational skill. Lucy's fear that a machine might one day type by itself and render her unnecessary is not pure fantasy. It is an early comic version of a technological displacement that would only intensify in the decades to come. The series does not resolve the anxiety. It simply allows Lucy to answer it by walking out the door and toward an employment agency that advertises odd positions for odd people. The answer is characteristically hers. If the ordinary systems of value cannot accommodate her, she will seek out the systems that specialize in the unordinary. By the time Lucy leaves the office in search of the Unique Employment Agency, the electric typewriter has completed its work as both instrument of humiliation and catalyst of defiance. It has forced a confrontation with questions of competence, replaceability, and the right to define one's own worth. It has given Mooney the opportunity to express with perfect dryness the full measure of his long-suffering regard. And it has given Lucy the necessary wound that will propel her into the next and most improbable of her temporary careers. The machine sits on the desk, still only partially mastered, still faintly humming with the short-circuit electricity of their confrontation. Lucy does not look back. She has already begun to invent the next version of herself, the one that will soon be sitting across a desk from an employment counselor and agreeing with characteristic optimism to babysit 3 children whose true nature has not yet been disclosed. The typewriter remains behind a small monument to the evening's particular battle between human mess and mechanical order. The war, as both participants know perfectly well, is far from over. The unique employment agency occupies that peculiar mid-1960s niche where the ordinary machinery of job placement begins to fray at the edges and admit the possibility of the unordinary. Its slogan, "We get odd positions for odd people," has already functioned in Lucy's mind as both invitation and diagnosis. When she sits down across from the counselor, the air carries the faint institutional optimism of a place that has decided the usual channels are insufficient for certain applicants. The preliminary questions are standard enough. Name Lucille Carmichael. Address the Glen Hall Apartments, 780 North Gower Street. Age. The request to write over 21 is met with Lucy's dry amendment, over 21. Way over. Education is summarized with the familiar mixture of pride and mild apology. High school graduate, 2 years of business college almost. The counselor's decision to administer a word association test feels in the moment like a reasonable next step. It will also become the first small doorway into the evening's true absurdity. The test itself is a miniature comic engine. I'll mention a word and then you say whatever word pops into your head. Summer produces winter. Hot produces cold. Legs produce walk. Hair produces the slightly defensive dyed, "I just used a little henna." The associations are ordinary until they are not. Lift up produces carry. Carry produces grant. The counselor's pause is perfectly timed. Cary Grant. Yeah. What type of job would an answer like that qualify you for? Lucy's reply is pure unfiltered desire wrapped in comic self-awareness. I don't know, but it's nice work if you can get it. I've had all kinds of answers from applicants, but Cary Grant. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind working for him in any capacity. And you know these days he could use a babysitter. The leap from film star to babysitter is so rapid and so characteristic that it feels inevitable. Lucy has taken a free associative accident and converted it into a possible livelihood. The counselor, sensing an opening, seizes it. Say, would you like to do some babysitting? Oh, I sure would. Does Cary Grant need a babysitter? No, 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 no. This is a wonderful babysitting job. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. The terms of the position are recited with the careful clarity of someone who knows the numbers are the true seduction. Oh, now there are 3 children. Uh-huh. And it pays $5 per hour per child with a guarantee of 3 hours. Oh wow, that's $45. I'll take it. The arithmetic is instantaneous and absolute. $45 for an evening's work is not merely attractive, it is transformative inside Lucy's particular economy of sudden needs and sudden schemes. The counselor's only remaining condition is a brief verification of experience. Lucy supplies it with the confidence of a woman who has already raised 2 children of her own, now away at school, and who still carries the maternal folklore of an earlier generation. I always followed a simple poem that my mother taught me. If you want a happy baby, here's the thing to try. Keep one end fed and the other end dry. The couplet is received as sound child psychology. The job is hers. The address is given 1711 Valley Meadow Road. The time is set 7 o'clock. The telephone call that follows, placed by the agency to Mrs. Winslow, is the script's first quiet act of narrative sabotage. Hello, Mrs. Winslow. This is Miss Ullman. Oh, I have good news for you. There'll be a babysitter there tonight at 7 o'clock. No, I didn't tell her about the children. I was afraid if I did, she wouldn't take the job. The withheld information hangs in the air like a small unexploded device. We already know, even before the Winslow's private conversation confirms it, that the evening is not going to unfold according to any ordinary definition of babysitting. The husband's weary suggestion that they hire an animal trainer instead of a babysitter, and the wife's insistence that the chimpanzees are just as human as you are, complete the preparation. Lucy is walking into a nursery that has been carefully redesigned as a human household for the benefit of a sitter who has not been told the truth. The arrival at the Winslow home is staged with the series' characteristic patience. Lucy is welcomed into a living room that looks at first glance merely lived in. Toys are scattered. A tree stands in the corner with the quiet insistence of something that has been climbed more often than watered. Mrs. Winslow's explanations are models of careful omission. The children are named Danny, Charlie, and Bobby, Bobby being short for Roberta the baby who will require extra attention. Bedtime is 7:30 for the baby. The boys sleep in bunk beds. The baby likes to be rocked and sung to. She enjoys rock and roll, Dixieland, and boogie woogie. The cumulative portrait is of 3 unusually active, musically sophisticated children who happen to live in a house with an indoor tree. Lucy's response is pure professional optimism. I can hardly wait to meet the little darlings. The entrance of the actual children is one of the great delayed reveals in the composite. The camera, or in this case the script's careful sequencing, allows Lucy a full beat of polite greeting before the visual truth arrives. Aren't they cute? Well, yes, they're cute all right, but aren't they a little unusual looking? Yes, they're monkeys. You said that I didn't. The exchange is perfectly balanced between Lucy's attempt to remain professional and the Winslows' matter-of-fact acceptance of the situation. The husband's question, "So that's why this babysitting job pays so well, huh?" is answered with a simple yes. Lucy's decision not to back out is delivered with the same mixture of financial necessity and stubborn courage that has governed every improbable choice she has made since the airport. No, I can use the money. The parents depart for the movie with the relieved haste of people who have found for one night at least a sitter who has not yet fled. What makes the agency to nursery sequence so rich is the way it converts a series of small, almost bureaucratic decisions into an irreversible commitment to the absurd. The word association test is ordinary until it produces Cary Grant. The babysitting offer is attractive until the hourly rate is multiplied by 3. The maternal poem is wholesome until it is applied to chimpanzees. Each step feels reasonable in isolation. Together they form a perfect trap constructed from Lucy's own openness to possibility. She has walked into the unique employment agency looking for proof that she is not as replaceable as Mr. Mooney's electric typewriter suggested. She is about to receive that proof in the most literal and exhausting form imaginable. The cultural context of the mid-1960s sits quietly beneath the comedy. Babysitting was still largely an informal, underpaid female economy. The idea of $5 an hour per child is deliberately inflated to signal that something is wrong. Chimpanzees as domestic companions were not unknown in the era's popular culture. Television and film had already begun to explore the comic possibilities of primates in human households, yet, the script treats the premise with a matter-of-factness that makes the eventual chaos feel earned. Rather than arbitrary, Lucy is not being punished with an impossible job, she is being given exactly the kind of job her particular combination of optimism, financial need, and refusal to back down would inevitably attract. Lucille Ball's performance in the agency scenes is a study in hopeful competence. The way she leans forward during the word association test, the quick arithmetic of the $45, the proud recitation of the maternal poem, all of it conveys a woman who still believes that the next opportunity might be the one that finally matches her worth. The same openness will become within minutes of the chimpanzee's arrival, a form of heroic endurance. The transition from agency desk to nursery is therefore not merely a plot mechanism. It is the conversion of Lucy's self-belief into a physical trial that will test every resource of patience, improvisation, and sheer bodily stamina she possesses. By the time the Winslows' car disappears down the street and Lucy is left alone with Danny, Charlie, and the baby Roberta, the evening's true work has begun. The unique employment agency has fulfilled its slogan with almost malicious precision. It has found an odd position for an odd person. The oddness is about to become total. Lucy Carmichael, who only hours earlier was arguing with an electric typewriter about the nature of competence, now faces 3 chimpanzees, who have been raised to expect the full rituals of human childhood: bedtime, stories, bottles, bunk beds, and lullabies. The job that paid too well has arrived at its inevitable destination. The nursery door closes, the real performance begins. The door closes behind the Winslows with the soft finality of a trap that has been sprung in perfect silence. Lucy Carmichael stands in the living room of 1711 Valley Meadow Road holding a baby chimpanzee named Roberta and facing two older males named Danny and Charlie who have already begun to treat the furniture as an extension of the indoor tree. The $45 that had seemed only an hour earlier like a small fortune now reveals itself as hazard pay of the most literal kind. What follows is one of the longest, most meticulously sustained sequences of physical comedy in the entire composite, a nearly unbroken chain of failed bedtimes, contested bottles, unauthorized bicycle rides, and lullabies sung under extreme duress. Yet beneath the escalating chaos there runs a current of unexpected tenderness that keeps the evening from tipping into pure farce. Lucy does not merely survive the night, she attempts with stubborn and increasingly ragged sincerity to mother three creatures who have been raised to expect the full ritual apparatus of human childhood. The opening movements are almost formal. Lucy tries the classic games of early childhood, Ring Around the Rosie, the bouncing of the baby, the attempt to settle the boys into the bunk beds so that she can focus on Roberta's bottle. Each effort is met with the chimpanzee's own agenda. Danny and Charlie do not refuse the games, they simply accelerate them beyond the point of adult control. The baby is passed, retrieved, passed again. The bunk beds become launching platforms. The indoor tree, which Mrs. Winslow had mentioned with casual pride, reveals its true function as the vertical center of the household's social life. Lucy's body, still dressed in the ordinary clothes of a woman who expected ordinary children, is forced into a continuous series of lunges, catches, climbs, and kneels. The physical comedy is relentless, yet it is never merely athletic. Every gesture carries the emotional signature of a woman who has decided that the job will be done properly even if the children are not strictly speaking human. The bottle sequence is a masterpiece of divided attention. Lucy finally secures Roberta long enough to begin the feeding, only to discover that the older boys have interpreted the pause as permission to introduce a bicycle into the living room. The script's stage directions, even in pure dialogue form, convey the impossible simultaneity of the demands. Are you supposed to ride a bicycle in the house? Are you sure about that, Charlie? Danny, are you sure? Come here, Charlie. Charlie, stop it. The baby continues to pull at the bottle. The boys continue to negotiate ownership of the bicycle. Lucy's voice rises and fractures across the competing needs until the only remaining strategy is pure sequential triage. One crisis at a time, even if the crises refuse to arrive in sequence. When she finally attempts to burp the baby, the moment is both classic and strangely intimate. I forgot. I gotta burp you, buddy. Bobby, you've got to be perfect. Bobby, you can't drink the whole thing. The language is pure maternal folklore, the same folklore she had recited at the agency in the form of her mother's couplet about keeping one end fed and the other end dry. The fact that the baby is a chimpanzee does not alter the ritual. It only intensifies the comic discrepancy between the ritual's human origins and its present recipient. The eventual, successful burp, "That was a beauty, yeah, that was a beauty," is celebrated with the genuine relief of a woman who has completed one small piece of the required care. The celebration lasts only seconds before the older boys reclaim the center of attention by turning on the television and becoming absorbed in a romantic drama whose dialogue, "Do you love me? Do you love me? I love you, dear, but I can't leave my husband," is wildly inappropriate for any nursery, human or otherwise. Lucy's attempt to restore order by singing is one of the sequence's most vulnerable passages. She settles into the rocking chair with Roberta and begins the traditional lullaby. "Rock-a-bye, the cradle will rock, when the bow breaks the cradle will rock." The chimpanzee's response is immediate and critical. One of them appears to offer a visual commentary involving a barber pole gesture that Lucy correctly interprets as a review of her performance. "Is that a commentary on my singing? What do you mean by that?" The decision to abandon the lullaby and attempt a different strategy. All right, you don't want me to sing. I'll play is pure Lucy pragmatism. If the traditional tools of motherhood are being rejected, she will improvise new ones. The improvisation, however, only multiplies the chaos. The boys interpret the change in activity as an invitation to further invention. The tree is reclimbed. The bunk beds are recontested. The baby, finally drowsy, is repeatedly reawakened by the older sibling's refusal to accept that the evening has a designated endpoint. The most quietly astonishing moment in the entire sequence arrives when Roberta, at last installed in the crib, appears to fold her hands. Lucy's voice softens into genuine wonder. What are you doing? What? Is her saying her prayers? Oh, what a darling little baby. You said her prayers, yes. You said her prayers, now we go to sleep. The tenderness is unforced and completely without irony. For one suspended moment, the comic premise is set aside, and the audience is allowed to feel the full strangeness of a woman offering maternal blessing to a chimpanzee who has learned or at least mimicked one of the final rituals of human childhood. The moment does not last. Danny and Charlie immediately reinvent the evening as an Indian game that requires the tree, but its presence changes the emotional temperature of everything that surrounds it. Lucy is not merely enduring an impossible job, she is still attempting to give the creatures in her care the full measure of ordinary nighttime love. The physical toll of the evening is written into every subsequent exchange. Lucy's voice grows hoarser. Her commands become shorter and more repetitive. Get down on that tree. Get down on that tree, Charlie. Charlie, for heaven's sake. You've got to go to bed, do you understand? The boys treat the instructions as optional suggestions. The baby is moved from crib to arms and back again. The indoor tree becomes the final contested territory of the night. When the Winslows finally return, Lucy is still in mid-negotiation with a chimpanzee who has decided that the top of the tree is the only acceptable sleeping place. Her apology is immediate and exhausted. I'm sorry, I tried to get them to bed. The parent's response is the evening's final inversion. Don't apologize. You're better than any babysitter we've had. You're still here. Yes. You're still here. The highest praise available in this household is simple endurance. Lucy has not succeeded in producing a quiet, orderly bedtime. She has succeeded in remaining present until the parents' car returned. In the moral economy of the Winslow home, that is enough. Mrs. Winslow's additional request that Lucy meet her sister, who is also having trouble finding a sitter for her own baby, threatens to extend the night's premise into an entire career. Lucy's weary question, "Oh, is her baby a monkey too?" is answered with the cheerful reassurance that the sister's child is human. The reassurance is almost more alarming than the original situation. After an evening spent applying the full apparatus of human motherhood to 3 chimpanzees, the prospect of an ordinary human infant feels briefly like an unknown country. The sequence as a whole is a triumph of sustained physical storytelling. Lucille Ball's body becomes the primary narrative instrument, climbing, kneeling, rocking, lunging, collapsing, recovering. The comedy is never allowed to become purely cruel. Every escalation is matched by Lucy's continued increasingly desperate attempt to provide care. The chimpanzees are not villains. They are simply creatures who have been given the expectations of human children without the corresponding capacity to honor the evening's required endpoint. Lucy's refusal to abandon the ritual's bottle burp lullaby prayers, even when the rituals are being actively subverted, is what gives the long night its unexpected emotional weight. She is not merely babysitting, she is insisting against overwhelming evidence that the forms of ordinary tenderness still matter. By the time the Winslow's sister is invited in and the evening's final comic turn is prepared, Lucy Carmichael has been taken apart and reassembled by the demands of the job. The $45 has been earned in the most literal sense. The unique employment agency has delivered exactly what its slogan promised. And somewhere in the wreckage of the living room, amid the abandoned bottle and the still vibrating tree, there remains the small, astonishing memory of a chimpanzee who folded her hands and for one brief moment allowed a tired woman to believe that the prayer had been real. The longest night of physical comedy has also been in its strange and stubborn way a night of genuine care. Lucy leaves the house carrying both the exhaustion and the tenderness, exactly as she has always carried the mixed results of her most improbable commitments. The morning after the chimpanzee night arrives with the particular brightness of a day that has not yet learned what it will be asked to carry. Lucy Carmichael and Mary Jane move through the aftermath of a department store sale like two veterans of a minor war, arms loaded, feet aching, and spirits still running on the residual adrenaline of bargains secured under pressure. The conversation begins in the familiar register of female economic strategy. It's the biggest sale I ever went to. Oh, what a mob. Yeah, I never saw such a shoving and pushing in my whole life. The physical comedy of the sale itself is already behind them. What remains is the inventory of victories and the mild mutual judgment that always accompanies the display of each other's purchases. Lucy has bought 3 steam irons. Mary Jane's response is pure affectionate incredulity. Lucy, what are you gonna do with 3 steam irons? Well, you never know when 2 of them are gonna break down. The logic is impeccable inside Lucy's particular cosmology of preparedness. Things fail. Redundancy is wisdom. The fact that she does not currently possess even one functioning steam iron is irrelevant. The future is long and mechanical failure is certain. Mary Jane's own vulnerability is quickly exposed in return. You should talk. Last week you bought a 100-pound sack of dog food. Oh well, that was half price. You don't even have a dog. I might get one someday. The exchange is classic and comforting in its symmetry. Each woman sees the mild absurdity in the other's economy while remaining blind to the identical absurdity in her own. The bag of dog food and the 3 steam irons become temporary monuments to the same hopeful, slightly magical thinking that has always governed their relationship to consumer goods, the belief that the right purchase secured at the right price can somehow outmaneuver the ordinary unpredictability of life. The tone shifts with the appearance of a discarded piece of paper. Now Lucy, you did it again. I did what again? You threw paper on the sidewalk. The accusation is minor, almost domestic, yet it carries the full weight of a public campaign that has begun to moralize the smallest acts of civic carelessness. Mary Jane's warning escalates with remarkable speed. You know you could get arrested for that. I could get arrested. Yes. Of course you know it's very serious. That's against the Keep America Beautiful campaign. You might have committed a federal offense. The leap from sidewalk litter to federal offense is pure mid-1960s comic inflation, yet it is delivered with enough conviction that Lucy's immediate response is genuine alarm. She retrieves the paper. She glances around for witnesses. She extracts from Mary Jane a solemn promise that if anything happens, Mary Jane will save herself and pretend not to know her. The promise is given. The trap already baited by the 3 steam irons and the general air of post-sale dishevelment is now fully set. The arrival of the police is staged with the series' characteristic patience. The officer's first question is almost gentle. Excuse me, lady, does that bag belong to you? Lucy's reply is pure defensive dignity. I beg your pardon, sir. Are you addressing me? The escalation is swift and irreversible. Identification is demanded. Lucy offers a birthmark she has no intention of showing. A driver's license is requested. She has neither license nor car. The name Lucille Carmichael is declared, examined, and immediately suspected of being false. Mary Jane, true to her promise for exactly 1 beat too long, claims never to have seen her before. The bag is opened. The 3 steam irons are revealed. The officer's reaction: holy smoke, sister, what have you got in here? Well, 3 steam irons and my you have had a busy day converts ordinary bargain hunting into evidence of excess. Within minutes the language of the street has become the language of arrest. Okay sister, it's all over, let's go. The station house sequence that follows is a master class in the comic collision between Lucy's earnest narrative style and the institutional demand for confession. Lieutenant French and officers Peters and Miller form a small chorus of professional skepticism. Lucy is informed of her rights with the weary formality of men who have already decided the outcome. She waives the right to counsel because it isn't that big a thing. When invited to recount her day, she begins with the precise time. She rose 10 minutes to 8, or perhaps a quarter to, and proceeds through the newspaper, the sale advertisement, and the telephone call to Mary Jane. The detail that Mary Jane is my cat produces one of the script's cleanest double takes. Do you often phone your cat? Oh yes, always. Always, when she's away from home. I always call her and I say, what's new, pussycat? The officer's decision to set aside the feline telephone calls and focus on the shopping is the sound of men trying to steer a narrative that refuses to travel in a straight line. Lucy's inventory of her purchases is delivered with the pride of a successful hunter. 3 steam irons, a little bottle of cologne, 2 pairs of curtains, an eyelash curler, a floor lamp that is being delivered separately because you just can't walk out carrying a floor lamp. The officers hear not a shopping list but a catalog of possible thefts. When the conversation finally reaches the reason for her presence in the station, the pearl necklace found in her bag, Lucy's confusion is absolute and genuine. She attempts to explain a mental aberration, a moment of not thinking. The lieutenant's response is the full weight of accumulated suspicion. "You've been doing stuff like this all over town, haven't you?" The subsequent attempt to refresh her memory with an earlier incident on Western Avenue involving a sable cape produces only Lucy's recollection of a bag of peanuts. The peanuts in the officer's ledger cost someone $4,000. The comic discrepancy between Lucy's understanding of her own day and the official interpretation of it has become total. The scene's deeper power lies in the way it converts ordinary female consumer behavior into criminal evidence. The 3 steam irons, the curtains, the eyelash curler, all the small trophies of a successful sale are re-read as the toolkit of a professional shoplifter. Lucy's inability to produce a coherent narrative that satisfies institutional logic is treated as further proof of guilt. Her insistence that she is not that kind of person is met with the tired certainty of men who have heard every possible denial. The suggestion that a psychiatrist might be required is both comic and faintly menacing. Lucy's laughter when it finally erupts is the sound of a woman who has decided that the only remaining response to the situation's absurdity is to find it genuinely funny. The officers do not share the joke. By the time she is led toward the cells, the transformation is complete. A morning of bargain hunting and mild civic carelessness has been officially rewritten as a federal case involving stolen pearls and a pattern of prior offenses. The Keep America Beautiful campaign has claimed its most improbable victim. The 3 steam irons have become exhibits. The paper on the sidewalk has become the first link in a chain of evidence. And Lucy Carmichael, who only days earlier was singing lullabies to a chimpanzee and inventing motorcycle clubs on the Sunset Strip, now carries the temporary identity of the red-headed shoplifter the department has been pursuing for months. The shopping trip has become a federal case by the simplest and most relentless of comic logics. The world has once again refused to interpret Lucy's ordinary chaos according to her own innocent intentions. The cell door waits. The next chapter of the long day's journey into institutional misunderstanding is about to begin. The cell door closes with the heavy impersonal sound of a system that has finished sorting its latest intake. Lucy Carmichael, still carrying the residual confusion of a morning that began with steam irons and ended with stolen pearls, finds herself sharing a narrow concrete stage with a woman who appears to have been carved from the same material as the walls. The introduction is pure institutional comedy. "Hey Hogan, what do you want, Tinkerbell? You got company." The matron's voice is the sound of someone who has long since stopped finding any of this remarkable. Hogan's answering complaint, "Why do you always dump all that garbage in on me?" establishes the hierarchy of the cell with immediate clarity. Lucy is the garbage. Hogan is the permanent resident. The stage is set for a duet, neither of them requested. Lucy's first attempt at negotiation is characteristically optimistic and characteristically doomed. "Please, maybe I can have a private room." The request is met with the full force of Hogan's world-weary sarcasm, "A private room, dearie? Well, next time, why don't you call in advance for a reservation? We'll give you a nice room with a view." The language of hotels and travel is dropped into the cell like a foreign object. It lands with perfect comic wrongness. Lucy's subsequent observation that she does not feel welcome is answered with a line that somehow manages to be both threatening and almost courtly. "Ah, you're as welcome as the flowers in May. But she sounds so tough. She is tough, and you better be tough too, or she'll crush you like a marshmallow." The warning is delivered as practical advice rather than pure menace. In Hogan's moral universe, toughness is not optional, it is the minimum requirement for survival. The exchange of names becomes the first small ritual of reluctant intimacy. Hogan demands Lucy's handle. Lucy, still operating according to the logic of the outside world, offers steel knuckles Carmichael. My friends call me Nuck. The self-invention is pure Lucy, an attempt to manufacture a persona tough enough for the room she now occupies. Hogan's acceptance of the name is immediate and unsentimental. Okay, Nuck, what you in for? Lucy's answer, just getting rid of some paper, is so understated that it produces genuine professional respect. Hogan hears not a trivial littering charge but the possibility of counterfeit money. Oh, passing counterfeit moolah, huh? Hey, you're in the big leagues, kid. The subsequent correction of the nickname Lucy, insisting it is Nuck rather than Muck, or Cluck, or Knock, becomes a running comic motif that will continue until the very end of their acquaintance. Each mispronunciation is met with the same weary patience of a woman who has decided that accuracy still matters even inside a jail cell. Hogan's own story arrives in the form of a professional biography delivered with the flat pride of someone who has turned a physical peculiarity into a livelihood. What's your handle? Hardhead Hogan. How'd you ever get a name like that? I'm a bouncer in a beer hall. I butt 'em with my head. I get 'em right about here, boom, up they go like a light. The demonstration is implied rather than performed. The cell is too small for full illustration. Lucy's response is pure appreciative wonder. I can see why it's a natural talent. Hogan's acknowledgement of the drawbacks, I got a tough time keeping my hair curled but then everybody's got problems, is one of the script's quietest and most human moments. Even the hardest head in the cell still concerns itself with the ordinary female anxiety of hair management. The detail softens the entire portrait without ever undercutting Hogan's authority. The question of charges produces another perfect comic asymmetry. Hogan is in for assault and battery, a charge she describes as a misunderstanding involving poor eyesight and a man who ended up going through a wall rather than out a door. Lucy's own situation, still officially tied to a chocolate-covered coconut, caramel cream wrapper and a set of pearls she never stole, sounds in this company almost delicate. The two women are sharing a cell, yet they are occupying entirely different criminal universes. The shared space forces a temporary equality that neither of them fully accepts. Lucy's request for coffee is the moment the cell fully transforms into a stage. You know something, Hardhead? I'd like a nice hot cup of coffee. I'll just ring for room service. The language of domestic comfort is once again dropped into the institutional setting with deliberate wrongness. When the matron responds to the noise, Hogan takes up the performance with surprising commitment. Tinker Bell, my roommate, would like a nice hot cup of coffee. But of course. And would madam like sugar and cream in her coffee? Lucy's reply, well, a little cream but no sugar. I'll take saccharin because I've been on a diet, is pure continuity of self. Even inside a jail cell, the diet remains in force. The matron's explosive shut up ends the performance, yet the brief collaboration has already done its work. Hogan and Lucy have shared a joke at the institution's expense. A small crooked friendship has begun to form. Hogan's subsequent decision to include Lucy in an escape plan is the sequence's major turn. I figured out a way to beat this rap. They don't call me Hardhead for nothing. I got it all mapped out. I'm busting out of here. The plan itself is pure physical simplicity. When the matron enters, Hogan will butt her in the stomach, bounce her off the wall, and the two of them will simply leave. Lucy's response is a masterpiece of polite terror. Well, Hardhead, if you don't mind, I'd like to think about it a little bit. The request for time to think is met with the full force of Hogan's new sense of partnership. What's to think? We're partners now. The word partners lands with the weight of an unwanted promotion. Lucy has been upgraded from garbage to co-conspirator without ever submitting an application. The comedy of the escape proposal lies in its perfect mismatch of temperaments. Hogan's solution to institutional confinement is direct physical action. Lucy's solution has always been improvisation talk, and the hopeful rearrangement of other people's intentions. The idea of butting a matron in the stomach sits in Lucy's moral universe like a foreign object. She does not reject the plan outright, she simply attempts to slow it down long enough for some alternative reality to appear. Hogan's insistence that you don't argue with Hardhead closes the negotiation without resolving it. The plan remains on the table, waiting for the matron's next entrance. What gives the entire cell sequence its unexpected warmth is the way two women who should have nothing in common begin to construct a temporary society out of pure proximity and shared absurdity. Hogan's toughness is real, yet it is not impermeable. Lucy's optimism is relentless, yet it is not stupid. Between them, they create a small pocket of mutual recognition inside a system designed to strip recognition away. The repeated struggle over Lucy's nickname becomes a form of care. Hogan keeps getting it wrong, Lucy keeps correcting it, and the correction itself becomes proof that identity still matters. Even the diet, even the request for saccharin, even the residual language of room service. All of it is Lucy insisting that the self she brought into the cell will not be entirely rewritten by the cell's rules. The cultural moment of the mid-1960s jail is present in the institutional language, the matron's weary authority, and the casual acceptance of physical violence as a professional tool. Yet the series treats the cell less as a site of social critique than as another stage on which Lucy's particular genius for human connection can operate under extreme constraint. She has turned offices, nightclubs, and chimpanzee nurseries into sites of improvised community. The jail cell is simply the latest and most resistant room she has been asked to humanize. That she partially succeeds enough to be offered partnership in an escape enough to share a joke about coffee is both comic and oddly moving. By the time the larger machinery of the pearl necklace case begins to turn again outside the cell, Lucy and Hardhead Hogan have achieved a relationship that neither of them could have predicted when the door first closed. It is not friendship in any ordinary sense. It is something more temporary and more specialized, the recognition that two people have been thrown into the same absurd situation and have chosen for a few hours to face it as a unit rather than as isolated bodies. When Lucy is eventually summoned back toward the world of lieutenants and lineups and mistaken identity, the farewell will carry a surprising weight. For one brief interval, the cell felt like a stage, and on that stage, two women who should never have met managed to share a name, a joke, a diet, and a completely unworkable plan for freedom. The friendship was forged in shared absurdity, and like most of Lucy's most improbable connections, it will remain stubbornly alive in the memory long after the cell door has opened again.